was going to name it Only FINS, but
That's probably not a good idea.
no, it is a good idea. Get a lot of hits.
Y'all got to talk. I got some eating to do around here. I don't want this thing to be quiet all the time.
Shit, we're rolling.
Of course we are.
All right. Well, I'm eating.
Merry Dolphins, I'm out.
All right, so.
God.
All right.
What are you thinking about right now?
So
Me in his jersey.
I can't eat. I can't have this mic in front of my face and talk. So I'm going to pause, talk, and I'm going to try to say things to make you guys talk just so I can eat. All right. So if you guys didn't have enough of these guys last week, they're back for a back-to-back episode. But this one is a very unique Connected by Water podcast episode, as it is the Miami Dolphins season preview, Connected by Water style, whatever that means. It means it's probably not going to be very serious. It's probably not going to be very analytical, but it's going to be
I'm ready.
a blast and fun. I don't know, Skip wants to get analytical, it looks like. So
I'm ready to eat some ribs.
So we are here.
Speaking of ribs,
So we are here with our everyone's favorite Connected by Water show regulars, Skip Dana and Art Sapp. Jeez, save the whales, Art. Right, we have a very special guest with us today, our good friend Jim Ruback, a.k.a. the Pig Reaper. And we are doing this tailgate style. Carly is behind the bar. She's got her pom-poms, and she's got her whistle in case we get out of hand, right? In the room, we got my very good friend Justin Temple over there at the bar on looking, right? He may say a thing or two every now and then. I don't know, right? And then Yanni and Nick, here we are. Welcome, everybody, to the Connected by Water podcast, powered by Joey Cardi, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and fueled by our good friends at Papa's Pilar Rum. I'm your host, Dennis Friel, and this is the SBA, Miami Dolphins, Only FINS podcast, so of 2022. And we're doing
BSA.
BSA. I don't know the freaking acronym you said before, but now I said it makes sense. All right, I get it. So yeah, so here we are. I think the main reason that we're doing this is just because we're really jacked up about this football season, and we wanted to have
here
Jim's
for the
food. We're here for the
We're here for the food.
barbecue.
I'm here for the food.
Yeah.
It's all about
I
you.
don't know what this we stuff is here. I
all
am
about
strictly
you.
here for
All
the
right.
food.
So I'm gonna introduce Jim by saying it like this. Jim and I have known each other since I think I was in the 4th grade. He was in the 7th grade, and I went to school with you, and I was in the same class as your sister. We go way back, but that part's cool and all.
Right.
But pertaining to the Miami Dolphins, you are a master griller, right? You have won tailgate of the week multiple times at Joe Robbie Stadium.
Yeah.
And you have also won the John Offerdahl Gridiron Grill Off. How many times? Like
5 times in a row.
5 times in a row.
The last 5 years they've had it, I won every year. But then they were doing the renovation to the amphitheater.
Mm-hmm.
So they stopped it for that year, and then COVID hit, and then they just haven't done it again.
Oh, they haven't picked it up yet.
No, the last 5 years that they did it, I won every year.
Are they going to pick it up
Remaining
again?
champion.
I'm trying to find out, but there's nothing online or anything yet. So
Okay.
I don't know.
Reigning champion.
I didn't know all
Carlin's
that. That's phenomenal, bro.
5
Yeah,
years
no,
in a row.
really cool.
So, and we've been in this location here in Pompano Beach for 2.5 years, and every year we do our St. Patty's Day anniversary tailgate party right here at the gallery, and Jim cooks for that, and we're honored and blessed that he does this. And it's cool that you're on the show. And if you want to have good food at your party or whatever gathering that you're going to have, and you want to really impress people, ask Jim to do it for you. That's for sure. They call him the Pig Reaper for a reason. These ribs literally, I know everyone says fall off the bone, but as Carlene was putting these things on the plates and bringing them out, the ribs are like falling off the bone. They're absolutely phenomenal. So thanks for coming in. Not only that, Jim is also a Miami Dolphins season ticket holder.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
And so he is going to add a lot of valuable insight to tonight. So we have some questions. They're probably randomly being fielded, like all around. All right, that's right. Carlene is Sans phone, so we do have a few questions that we can kind of field in, we'll pepper them in there later. But so the first thing I wanted to say is, are you guys excited about the season? Art, you don't have to answer.
Me personally, I cannot wait.
Yeah.
For me, when football season starts, it feels like the world is right again. It's like I don't know whether it's something to do with. I think it's something to look forward to. You know, for me, it's like a mini vacation every week. You know, if I'm not fishing on Sunday, or Saturday or Thursday night, whatever it is, Thursday nights are great because there's normally nothing going on. But Sunday, it's like a day of rest, relaxation. I know that me and the boys in the neighborhood, we're gonna come 11 o'clock noon. Everything stops, and we sit out back and have a few beers and watch football, and that's pretty much it, you know.
How often does Big Sexy come out?
During football season, not too often.
No?
No, I gotta.
That's unfortunate.
Normally we gotta get up and do things on Monday
So you keep it pretty even keel on Sunday afternoons?
for the most part.
Yeah. Now,
I do have a funny story about that though.
please tell me.
So, just throw that anywhere, Carlene.
What's she doing? Construction over there?
So here's a funny story. So my buddy Josh, you know Josh.
Mm-hmm.
So we're sitting on his couch, and we had a thing where this is during a Hurricanes game. We're like, all right, every time the Hurricanes score a touchdown, we're gonna do a shot of Fireball. And it was one of those games where they like ran the opening kickoff back for a touchdown. Boom, shot of Fireball. Kicked it off to them. Fumble.
Who are they playing?
I can't remember.
You think he's going to remember that after 47 shots of Fireball?
So they kick it off, fumble. They run it in for a touchdown. We're like, damn, all right, shot of Fireball. Then it was just like, the first quarter was like 4 touchdowns, and we're like, And Josh's wife,
You
Jess,
probably shouldn't have chose Bethune-Cookman to...
Josh's wife, Jess, is like, oh, you guys are in trouble today, you know. Then we figured we do it every other touchdown after that, you know. But we were wrecked for that day.
So you've been down to the stadium this year?
Yeah, I went down for the Eagles preseason game to scope out our spot to make sure we're because they did all the F1 track stuff.
You said you switched spots, right?
Did you switch spots?
No, we found our spot again, and we can get our same spot.
You're in like
spot
East 12 or whatever?
East 12.
Yeah.
I think it's row 211.
Okay.
Right up the F1 track is here, and there's some grass that comes up to it, and that's where we put up camp.
So do you like Eagles fans? Because I can't stand them.
Jets fans are worse.
You think so?
100%.
I don't know,
man.
Bills are bad too.
When I had season tickets, one of the worst games I ever went to was an Eagles fan or Eagles game.
Dude, by far, like, see, to me, like the Jet fan and the Bills fan, they live here. You know what I mean? And like, it's like, all right, we play each other every year, so they'll go to the games like all the time. So they're used to being at the stadium, right? Because they've probably been multiple times.
Right.
But the Eagles fan, we play the Eagles like once in a blue moon. And all those guys that come out of the woodworks and like think they own the place. It's like, come on. And they're like, you know what? I'm not going to say it. Maybe I shouldn't say it, but somebody, I said, he compared like, you know, the Eagles fans and like Jets fans and Giants fans. And he said,
right.
The people from Philadelphia, they're just as obnoxious as New Yorkers, only less intelligent.
The game
Is that what
last
you were
year.
going to say?
That's what my buddy said.
You're going to regret not saying what you were thinking you were going to say.
Yeah, I'm going to regret saying that. But I said it.
No, you're not.
The game
Always say
last
it.
year, I think it was against.
But I didn't say that. A friend of mine said that. I'm just throwing it out there for color and dexterity and controversy.
Like, one thing about the tailgate, I want everybody to come out and have a good time. No drama at the tailgate. Whether, like, for the Giants game last year, I probably had 50 Giants fans that were friends of friends that were blocking the aisle, and we had a blast. They were polite. They all pitched in. I never asked for money at
Giants
the tailgate.
fans?
Yep.
Giants fans are cool, I think.
We buy all the food and then just hope that people pitch in, and we never end up behind in cash flow. You know, I'm not trying to make money, but I want to make sure everybody has enough food and has a good time, and there's no BS at the tailgate.
Well, by the time they pay for food on the inside, you know, whatever, you know, just make a donation to you, and
Eat
they're
better.
getting out of it.
It's
for a
way
lot.
cheaper to eat with
Yeah.
me than they go in
For
there.
sure. And way better.
And way better. Absolutely,
Yeah.
100%.
Are fights common during the
tailgates?
tailgating?
No way.
Nah.
Only after.
Yeah. In
Y'all
the
do
stands after the halftime, and everybody's been boozing it up, and then afterwards when everybody's walking out.
We had tickets for a lot of years, and we would just like you guys. We'd get there at we were east. What do you guys east?
East 12.
We were east 26. We'd always stop at. We had a group of like 6-8 people, and it was great. We'd be there waiting for the gate to open. Me and my brother-in-law, we'd shoot in, and it was so much. It was so much fun. I loved it, but it's a whole day thing.
And half a day Saturday before you go because
And
you're getting everything loaded.
I don't know how many times me and Homer would go home and click on ESPN to see who won.
Never even
No,
make it
I'm
in
not
the
lying
game.
to you. I'm not lying. Well, not only that, but we'd be like, all right. As soon as when we go in, we're not going to have any more beers. I'm like, all right, couple first quarter. All right, second quarter, and then all right, we'll have a couple more. Next thing you know, you're in the
Blackout drunk.
Next thing you know, you're in the parking lot grilling burgers at 6:00.
Then here comes Miami-Dade PD
Yep.
driving up and down. You guys got to leave. Come on.
Let's
Some
go home.
point
We
you
can't
have to
stay
go
here.
home.
I loved it, but once the kids started coming, it was just too much. Couldn't do it anymore.
I guess I was always in the ocean. I'd probably been to 4, 5 Dolphins games in my life. Watch every one of them on TV, but
Do you know a lot of the
it's all-
players?
no.
No?
No.
You know Tyreek Hill is?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay. I'm
cheat.
checking.
Yeah. Hey, dude, when's the last time you watch? Do you still watch ESPN at all?
Oh yeah,
I used to religiously. Never. I probably haven't turned it on in 5 years.
really.
Yep. I get it on the internet.
I try. I
Everything
just
wanna know,
just
get
scroll.
it on.
I mostly just watch the bottom line to see whatever news is up, and then I roll out. All I care about is football, so I could care less about basketball and baseball and stuff.
All right.
Maybe.
I am going to ask one question real quick that you don't have. It was texted to me, so I'm going to ask this one first. She's eating anyway. How you doing, Carlene? She's over there munching on a sandwich. Nice.
There's still a lot of this stuff
You
here.
look great, by the way.
Eat it, man.
The pigtails and the jersey, that's working for you. There you go. Good job.
She got stuff in her mouth.
That barbecue pork is so good.
Yes, it is.
I haven't had a rib yet because I get sloppy when I eat ribs, so
Dude,
I'll wait.
it's too easy to eat. You can't get messy with it.
Literally,
Yeah.
the bones go.
Yeah.
This question might be mostly for Jim, but this is from our good buddy Bruce Marks,
Good dude.
and he texted me. Bruce is a very
Thank you
good,
for all that you do, Bruce.
very good friend of our South Florida fishing community. It's nice to have someone as proactive, and he's a lawyer, so that's always good.
You want to do the backstory on what
What's that?
you want to do the backstory of what Bruce has done for everybody?
Oh, yeah, Bruce has been on the show. We talked about
Oh, he
Bruce.
has?
Yeah, we've
Okay, I
talked
didn't know
about
that.
but please do. Go ahead.
So most people don't know that Bruce basically, I won't say single-handedly, but he saved Bug Light. I'm not the Bent Range marker.
Bent Range.
He saved the Bent Range, and he was a driving force behind what they've sunk and what they did at Bug Light, the same spot. They made an artificial reef there that's still ongoing. So
And all that horse shit that we were involved in
Yep.
back
Closer.
with our Florida.
Closer.
All that horse shit we were involved in with our Florida Reef stuff.
Yep.
He got involved at the end of that and got a giant list of folks and letters and stuff. And he's still battling those people. I got
Good.
so aggravated with him. I started off with him there probably a year ago on a whole nother venture that the same people are trying to take away our fishing rights for a good portion of the ocean out here.
that's
And
the
they're
one
going to
I-
win, guys.
that's the one
They're
I
going to
wanted.
win.
And there
But
and there is so much that he does that people don't even
Yeah.
see. Like even that Marina Boat Wash
Yes.
group. He
the
started
theft
that.
task
Oh,
force
I didn't even
right
think
now.
about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
He started
but
that.
he's
He's
still
an active
battling.
member of the CCA. He was awarded with a lifetime achievement award from the CCA Miami chapter. I think
That's
2 or
awesome.
3 years ago.
Yeah, he's
Yes,
he
and
should
he's
be a
earned it. He's
national.
earned it. Like Bruce, like if you ever have anyone to lean on or want to get anyone's advice, and it's a very valued opinion, and he can guide you in the right way, contact Bruce, and because he's very passionate about it, and he does all this like just out of the goodness of his
Yep.
heart.
Oh, no
It's all
doubt.
pro bono
He's
stuff.
got a job. He's got a lawyer gig and everything like that, and
I hope he's extremely successful
and
with
he just wants to see, like all of us here, and we talk about it on the show all the time, with a big mission here in Connected by Water. It's like, yes, we're an art studio, but our big mission is conservation and preserving Florida's natural resources for generations to come.
Yep.
If I can wrap it up. in
and
one
preserving
sentence.
the opportunity to utilize these natural resources,
Yes,
which
100%.
as big as the battle is to keep these natural resources in the best possible condition as we can. There's a very, very big population trying to take it from us, the usage of it from us, and he's probably the number one guy right now in our community that's trying to keep that from happening. It's going to happen, but he's going to make it happen a few years down the road further than it would otherwise.
And he's a Miami Dolphins season ticket holder.
Good for him. I'm out now.
and Hurricanes. And he is so Hurricanes season ticket holder and Dolphins, but a great guy. He's messaged me many times, just out of the blue. Like, hey, I know you're fishing a lot, but you want my tickets for the game today? And be like, unfortunately, I couldn't take any of the opportunities to take them, but always appreciate it.
I've sat with him at a game before. When he's offered tickets, he's taken my son and I before.
That's great.
Yeah, really great guy.
And I met him on Facebook and stuff, and through knowing you guys, he friended me. All right, so we started talking back and forth. Of course, Hurricanes, Dolphins fan. So where my seats are, he used to sit a section to the east of me.
Yep.
So he would text me, or I would text him back and forth during the game when something happened, like, WTF is going on around here?
Right,
This is BS.
Fire this guy.
If something good would happen, I'd look over and he'd stand up and be like,
Yep.
So that's how we got to know each other.
Yeah, he's
The community, brother.
He is an ambassador of South Florida, that's for sure. That's a perfect segue into this question. He says, so I was so pissed off at the end of last season that I told my ticket representative that I would not be renewing my seats after 30-plus years. And he used to have those seats with his dad, who is no longer with us. In order to induce me to stay, she offered me better seats, and I said, would you give it one more try? Did I make the right call? Am I finally going to be a happy Dolphin season ticket holder for a change? He moved to the opposite side of the stadium.
Yep.
And
in the shade
he's a little bit lower, so he's in the shade all the time. So he wants to know, did he make the correct decision?
Well, yes, because when the time changes in the fourth quarter and you're on the visitor side, you're getting roasted like a chicken.
Yep.
For sure.
So now he's on the other side where he's in the shade the whole time, and I think he did, because this is the first time that literally in a long time the Dolphins are a national talking point with what they've done in the offseason and adding Tyreek Hill, and they got Waddle, and Tua, I hope, is going to grow. And now they have McDaniel in as the coach, and they picked up Mostert and so many people. The offense is going to be totally different. I was a little scared when Gesicki didn't get enough playing time in the preseason, I think, because that's one of my favorite players. But overall, 100%.
Well, I mean, the Gesicki thing is an interesting topic into itself, because
that could be its own show.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
The knock on him is
y'all
that
aren't
he
answering
can't
the
block.
question right now, though. He did a very good job answering the question in that he says yes. Bruce, you made a fucking horrible decision. That is a shit pile of fuel you could have put in your boat and gone Bahamas trips, Tortugas trips. You know how many fish you just gave away to go watch the fish play football when you could sit on your couch in the air conditioning and watch it just as well?
He's like our Stephen A. Smith.
And really
this.
enjoy
It's
it.
amazing.
Art likes his AC.
We
So
might.
the only reason I would go to a football game is to watch or to eat some of this food, and then y'all go on in the stadium. I go home and watch it on TV and air conditioning.
This could be like we might be onto
This
something here.
is last week. He's like, "Oh, you guys don't need to do that episode." I said, "Yes, you do. Trust. This is why."
Well, that's just because he spurred me on with that question.
I think 100% he made the right decision,
Of course you did.
and he's going to get so much enjoyment out of those new seats, and just from the seats themselves, being in the shade. And I saw where he's sitting. He's got amazing seats now.
Nice.
But I think the Dolphins are gonna
Win the Super Bowl.
I don't know about
And
that.
Tua's going to get the MVP.
They're
That's
going
what
to do
I
it,
think.
but
Right. Justin's over there pointing at me.
I like that idea.
Right.
So
I told you last week I got the tickets in my wallet right there when I was in Atlantic City. I took the Miami Dolphins to win the Super Bowl, and I took Tua to win the MVP. Because
Nothing would make me happier.
Listen, the way I figure it is,
Well.
if we're going to win the Super Bowl, it's probably because Tua got the MVP.
Where is the Super Bowl this year?
No, I don't know.
Don't look at me.
No, I'm just.
I have no idea. Where's
I
the
got
Super?
nothing.
Where's the Super? Where is it?
Somebody
Yanni's
Google that
gonna
shit.
check. How you doing? Yeah, you look fantastic.
Stop flirting with her. She's married.
I'm not flirting with her. I'm just being honest. She'll kick my ass anyway.
I know her husband too. She's fine. So, I don't know if you guys remember Bob Soper.
Yes, absolutely.
So, I recently went back to work for my uncle doing lift station maintenance, and we maintained.
For the crowd, tell them who Bob Soper was.
Bob Soper was a local weather guy
Oh yeah.
that
I know-
was
I
here
know the
forever
name.
and ever and ever. and he was a giant Dolphins fan. So we maintained lift stations out in Windmill Ranches, and Marino had a house there and everything. So we were at his house one day, and I started talking to him. Yeah, I just renewed my tickets. He's like, that's the dumbest thing you ever did. You know how much money you could save instead of spending all that money down there at that stadium and buying overpriced hot? I'm like, but I'm a fan. And to me, if I wanted to just sit and study the game, I would sit at home because I could have 3 TVs and red zone on and everything. But it's the tailgate before. And when the team is good, that stadium is rocking. It's so much fun when it's a fun game. For so long, they were bad and didn't win jack crap. Now we have a chance to be really good.
I get all that. I really do. And the vast majority of the population is into it like that too. And I like I said, I love it. Do believe it or not, I was born January 13th, 1974. The Dolphins beat the Vikings for the Super Bowl. Literally, my mom squirted me out, and my old man is watching the Dolphins win it. So I got a connection.
I've heard this stuff so many times that it's like it doesn't faze me anymore.
Let's name him Arthur.
So anyway, I get that part. But then the reason that so many of these professional sports organizations down here struggle to get people in, because that blue thing is still out there. And there are and most of us are somewhat limited in our financial resources. So, and maybe Bruce fishes a bunch, but I don't see him going on these Bahama trips and stuff. And while that one-day experience is phenomenal, it sounds like, I have no doubt, for that same amount of money, and one day it's 16 games a season or whatever, and
17 now. So you got either 8 or 9 home games. Last year was 9. This year's 8. So
plus, there you go. So for that money, 8 experiences potentially. Maybe you get a break, I would assume, on playoffs or whatever. Or you put that money and you get a week or 2. Not really. That sucks.
It's
in the Bahamas.
It's different strokes for different folks, man.
What about both? Can't you have both?
No, I couldn't afford to do both. Hell no.
I could do both. All right. Well, that's a different story.
Yeah.
All right. Well, but here's the thing, though. With the Dolphins, right? Have you ever missed a game
on TV?
Yeah. On anything. Have you ever missed a game? Have you ever,
not really. I mean, I plan my schedule around the Dolphin games.
Yeah.
That kneeling thing didn't get y'all, clearly. It pissed me off for a few days. I missed a few games.
I denounced my Dolphin fandom, I think, a couple of years ago publicly on Facebook, and it lasted about 30 minutes. I don't think it lasted long to the end of the game.
I didn't watch a game, and I love the game.
So you know Homer. He's like, I'm not watching football anymore. I refuse to let some jackass's actions take my joy away.
You were right. You were absolutely right. You were absolutely right.
It's part of my life.
It's a good answer.
You were right. That was the right decision.
I absolutely refuse. And what they were trying to
was of course.
I get it.
Just didn't like the way they were doing
about
it.
a different way.
Yeah,
different way. You're there to do a job.
They're entertainers in reality, and that's
why.
So
if you or I were hired to drive somebody's boat, and in the morning we sat on the dock and just didn't want to do anything, or we did something the owner didn't like.
You're fired.
You're fired.
Yeah.
I'll put it to you this way, though. He wasn't even a starter.
No, because he sucks.
So imagine.
I don't even care about him
No, but I'm saying, imagine
what
what if your mates did that?
Yeah.
All right, dude, you're not coming on the trip.
Stay
stay at the dock. We're leaving.
Right
Goodbye.
there where you're at. No doubt.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
You got the winning sailfish on in a tournament. He decides to kneel down and let the sailfish swim away, and you lose on time or something.
Step into my office.
Yeah, exactly. Step into my office. It's at the bottom of the ocean.
Because
Davy Jones locker.
But no,
by the way, Super Bowl's in Arizona.
Point, that's why the Marlins can't get people. That's why unless the Panthers are really good, there's so much stuff to do in South Florida. That draws away from. Think about for my 40th birthday, we did a trip to Green Bay.
I remember
me and a few of the boys.
I remember when you went.
And
on
we
that
went
trip.
to.
Dude, we were fishing together then.
Yeah, and it was an absolutely amazing trip. But when I tell you there's nothing to do in Green Bay, there is nothing to do.
Yep.
You're in you're in a neighborhood, like your regular neighborhood, and you walk around the corner and there's a giant stadium there.
You can eat cheese.
But,
I
ate tons of cheese. Cheese curd. Cheese curd is one of my favorite things. But
you like cheese, Corley?
But that's why people get so wrapped up. Like anywhere else, like even like Los Angeles. I mean, I'm surprised they're as busy as they sell out like they do. Everywhere else in the world or in the country where there's nothing to do, it's like people live and die with their teams, and
Well,
they're packed. And
It kind of helps that LA won a Super Bowl like right off the bat.
true,
But
but
they went to the Super Bowl, and then a couple years later, then they won a Super Bowl. I mean, you know what that does for a fan base. Wait for them to have a few hard
Yep.
years and see how it is in LA. We'll see. There's a reason they lost the Raiders twice.
Mhm.
You know, so it's just the way that town is. They're fickle. You know, South Florida's that way in a lot of ways too. But listen, as Dolphin fans, we have a hardcore base.
we're
do.
definitely fair weather fans for sure.
Well, no, I think there's a crop of fair weather fans,
Sure.
for sure. But then there's guys like us that are like thick and thin, and you know, no matter what happens, we're always going to be fans.
What's this?
Yeah. Here he comes.
What's this shit? You get rats in your pocket? No, I love the Dolphins, but I'm not that hardcore, clearly.
But there's so many transients here too. So
Dude,
Yes.
how many ribs have you put away?
I don't know. 1, 2, 3.
No, but I'm with you. Like it's a melting pot. A lot of New York, a lot of Jersey, a lot of that Northeast. So you get people from all different fan bases. They're not going to get tickets to go to see the Dolphins, but when their teams come here, they sell out.
exactly.
Same with the Marlins. Same with the Panthers. You know.
Dude, we haven't won shit, right? And then all of a sudden we beef up our roster a little bit. Boom. Sell out. Season tickets, gone. Can't even get them.
Now
This
there's
year?
Yes.
there's
How about that?
The first time in Dolphins history
They sold
that
out
they sold
early.
out every season ticket. There's a waiting list, and when they messed up, they didn't mess up the stadium. When he did the upgrades to the
Yep.
stadium, all the parking got shrunk. So
Right.
to get orange parking passes, sometimes it was $200 just to park in the orange lot. And that, since I have season tickets, I have orange parking. But now if you have season tickets, you can't even get orange. I think you have to be grandfathered in after 5 years. You got to park in yellow first outside the stadium, and then you can start getting orange inside. It's
Crazy.
stupid money what people are paying now to.
That, I think it probably's got a lot to do. Obviously, I'm sure it's got a lot to do with like you said, beefing up the roster. But, you know, for a good long while there were a lot of discretionary funds that it'll be interesting to see if that holds true just no matter what kind of season they have next year, because everything I'm seeing, it is trending the other way economically right now.
Economically speaking, you are correct. Right. And especially in light of the fact that they redefined the definition of a recession.
Yeah.
Literally, they redefined
Yes,
it.
they did.
Right? It's no longer two
Two.
quarters of negative GDP,
GDP, yep.
right? So they've extended that.
We've done that,
apparently.
and we're headed for a third. And
Yeah. So anyway,
wonder what they'll say then.
Art loves his politics.
He
Is this the
does.
political segue?
Carly, have you ever been to a Dolphins game?
Yes.
You have. Did you
Years
have
ago.
fun?
Years ago.
Years
My
ago?
closest thing to Dolphins is like football is being in the movie Any Given Sunday. Other than that, I've got no ties.
That's it.
You were in that movie?
A little extra. Got to get
You
up,
were
walk
in
away.
Any Given Sunday?
Jason,
Nice.
is that Jason Taylor, the guy with the lightning? Who's the gentleman with the lightning? that
Jason
wears-
Taylor's a real player.
I
Actually,
know,
he's a
but
friend.
that's
Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor, yeah.
So I'm sitting next to Lawrence Taylor,
He's a
sitting
real
there. He's
player.
got his lightning in his ears. But yeah,
Yeah, some say the greatest defensive player of all time.
that guy.
That
try-
wouldn't
they
be
try
an
to give you some
exaggeration.
cracks?
Al Capone was there. He's the one that wrote. Yeah.
Not Al Capone. Al
Not Al
Capone's dead.
Capone. Al Pacino. I'm sorry, Al
Also
Pacino.
a phenomenal human being.
Yes, he's about yay tall.
Dude, all
But
right,
yeah.
so how about it? Exactly, that kind of ties in. So when Skip and I were fishing together before he traded out and left us to make a living, which is totally understandable, we
You see how he always backs that up?
Well, it's because I'm friendly. I'm not Mick. I'm Nick, which you don't know what that means either with the new guys. Anyway, we used that speech from Any Given Sunday
Yep.
to get the boys fired up in the mornings, and it worked phenomenally for a full season. We killed it that year. So
It was
thank
fun.
you, Al Pacino. It was a great speech.
The best one was when
Al
Vince
Capone.
rewrote it.
That was phenomenal. Al Capone.
Al Capone. He's dirt.
I'm a
He's
fucking
dirt.
mascot, man. It's the only reason I'm here for is to make you guys laugh. So
Are
it
there any
works.
questions?
There's the
Press
one,
read?
the one
works.
line from what is it, Son of a Woman? She's I was waiting for that to come out.
She's got a great ass.
What a phenomenal actor. He's done some great
This is a
roles.
safe space, Jim.
Yeah, you say whatever you want, dude.
Yeah.
You're in the trust tree.
Yeah. Trust free.
It's not like anybody's listening or anything.
All right. So the other thing that you brought up, the questions about players and stuff like that, opinions on Tua.
I actually have one.
All right, so now we'll actually start talking some football stuff.
We're gonna read.
All right.
I'm trying.
Haven't
I'm
we
trying.
been?
I'm
No.
trying to correct. Not really.
Oh.
But this is what this show is going to be. We all knew it. Listen, we're not paid professionals to do sports.
Definitely not paid.
analysis.
That's for sure.
Hey, what are you eating right now? Did you have to pay for that?
Jim's meat.
Oh, hey now.
Cut that out. Mike's not going to be happy about that comment.
You think
Well-
he's got any control of what that woman does?
All right, folks, welcome to the BSA party.
Oh my God. Only
Somebody say
Fins.
something about Tua.
You said you had an opinion on it.
No,
Bring
that'll be
it,
after
bring
y'all
it.
go ahead and get the positive
All right,
first.
all
Let's
right,
get
all
the
right, all right.
positive.
The positive first. All right, the positive. Here's my take on it. And I was at a party talking to Justin over there about this, right? And he was like, "You're not one of those Tua faithfuls, are you? Right? Right? Or no. Who are we talking to? Who are we talking to? Rich, right? We were talking. Me and you were on the same side, right? Yes. And I said, "Listen, this is the way I look at Tua. First of all, dude had an outstanding college career. Before he got hurt, he was the clear favorite. It was tank for Tua, tank for Tua, tank for Tua. It's all everyone was
And that
saying.
wasn't just us. That was the
It's
entire
the
league.
entire league. Tank for Tua, tank for Tua. The dude's good, right? And I will say the injury was unfortunate.
Yep.
But there's a lot went into him battling back through that injury. That would have taken a lot of people out for their career. Okay? I will say that for sure. So I respect the guy for coming back the way he did.
So the injury that he sustained was almost identical to what ruined Bo Jackson's
Right.
career.
Exactly. And he battled back through it. And this
They just
kid
caught it.
this kid has a lot of heart and he's got a lot of fortitude that's going to make him a very good pro.
Is he
Hold on.
Samoan or not?
Yes, he is.
He is. Well,
yes.
there you go.
So
Some
listen.
of the toughest human beings in the world.
So comes into the league. He's got Ryan Fitzpatrick to learn from and to
That's actually a guy I love
right.
to watch.
I love Ryan. We all love Ryan Fitzpatrick.
So fun
How
to
can you
watch.
not? Ryan Fitzpatrick's probably the
I
most
don't
liked guy in
care
the history of
what
football.
team he was on. He was one of my favorite players to watch.
He's probably the most liked guy in college football history, right? I mean, in football history.
Thank you, darling. I'm afraid to touch it.
You got it.
I think she just cut me off.
So listen, I throughout his entire tenure was not a Brian Flores fan. I was outspoken about this. I never liked the guy, right? For a lot of
You were
reasons. I never liked him, okay? And for a lot of reasons, right? But then all the stories that came out, he was, and people were saying the organization didn't like him. I didn't like what he did with Tua. I didn't like how he was trying to groom Tua. I did not like how he was trying to like put this guy off and not give him any support at all. 4 offensive coordinators in 2 years. It's not an easy thing for Tua to deal with, okay? But he struggled at times, but he pushed through it. I think more than he struggled. A 13-8 record that he's got so far.
Yep.
Something like that, right? One of the highest accuracy ratings in football, right? And he's got a lot of heart. He had no line to work with. He led the NFL in least amount of time to throw.
Second worst offensive line in the league.
Right.
Worst running game. I think it was bottom, like we're 32nd running last year.
Right.
Or like the last 2 years.
Yep.
So that right there is. So he never should have played at all. I think that
You're-
first year. I'm good for it now. He never should have played that first year at all. I don't.
Right. I don't think so either.
He actually. I don't. I think he should have been third string.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just rehabbing and doing his thing.
Yep.
And he still played decent. You know, but he couldn't move. He couldn't run around, and
Yeah.
it's one of those things.
And that's kind of a big part of his game.
Yep.
The majority of watching him I did was when he was at Alabama. Because I do love college football.
I've read a lot of stories where he this offseason how hard he's worked, and when he came out in preseason, and what everyone's saying about him in practice, it's showing. All I'm saying is this. Everyone's like, oh, he hasn't proven. He was not put in the same situation as Justin Herbert was put into.
No.
At all. Completely different circumstance over there, right? But you got to give him this third year. Undoubtedly, you got to give him this third year to allow him to prove himself. I personally think he's going to prove himself, but if he doesn't, then you can move on at that point. Make your decision then. But all these people saying, "Oh, it's not Tua. We need a new quarterback." Stop. You got to give this kid his chance this year. This is his year to make his chance.
So there's the same people that are saying they killed Tannehill.
Right.
They gave
Thank you.
Tannehill got a running game, good offensive line, and a defense, and he took him to the championship game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Granted, he screwed it up for him, but
Right.
it is what it is, you know. But
Right.
he played well. You know, he was a borderline MVP candidate last year. Actually, the last 2 years. You know.
Yeah. No, I always liked Ryan Tannehill, and I like rooting for the good guy too. Ryan,
Nice guy.
We've met him at the Jimmy Johnson tournaments, and a really, really great guy. I was rooting for him, and I thought he had a lot of natural raw talent. And he would make a lot of good throws. He protected the ball well. He led the league in no interceptions like year after year.
But it goes back to that horrible offensive line, no running game.
Correct. We haven't had a line in how many years, right?
And the 2 injuries. The one when he hurt his knee and he decided to do holistic or whatever and not go through surgery.
That
And
was
then
the
what
mistake.
was it? Like the first practice of the next year, he was
Not
out.
even hit.
Yeah,
Didn't even get hit.
Yeah, stepped out of the shower and his leg went sideways.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, I was a Tannehill fan. I was. I like Tua. You know, I still like Tua. I still like Ryan Tannehill.
I think Tua is going
I'm still
to.
rooting for Tannehill to win.
Yeah, for sure. I think Tua is going to show up and show out. I think personally.
I think so too. Listen, if you look at the way they structured this offense, it is structured for him. I mean, it is all about speed. It is all about getting the ball away quickly and with a deep release whenever you need
But
it.
if you look at I'm a dork, so I go back and I was watching like all these San Francisco offensive plays.
Mhm.
None of their plays are all predicated on, play action fake, 5-10 yard pass, boom, guy run like Deebo Samuel. He's the greatest player of last year.
Mhm.
It's a 5-yard pass and he runs for 60 yards.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do this year with Tyreek, with Waddle, all that stuff. Everybody's like, Tua can't throw the long ball. They proved it in the Eagles game.
Right.
But if you go back to Tua at Kansas City, very rarely was his pass more than, unless it was a broken play, never more than like 10, 15 yards.
Yeah.
You know?
We didn't have the time.
Well, no, Tyreek, they planned it like that.
Gotcha.
So you got Mahomes, which is arguably the best quarterback in the league, strong arm. They're always 5, 10, 15-yard passes, boom, slant, gone, you know?
Yeah.
Unless it's a broken play and Tua runs down there 50 yards and he bombs it to him, you know?
We've got to be the fastest offense on paper.
Very close.
If not, then it's damn near close.
Well, we've got 3 of the top, 8 players,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. And another guy that's flying under the radar, and I actually took him in my fantasy draft last night. It's
Mostert?
Waddle.
I think Waddle's
I actually took Mostert too.
I think Waddle's gonna blow up.
Because I think he flew in under the radar because he did not play all of preseason, right? But he led rookies in receptions, or actually broke the rookie record for
he had over 100.
receptions,
He had 101, 102 receptions last year.
right? But he didn't play this preseason, so no one's really kind of looking at him. What are you laughing at?
Which kind of brings
have no
back
idea.
Skip's point before. We didn't see Gesicki a lot. Maybe they got something going on in that offense that they're hiding him for right now until the regular season gets going. Because, like I said, he's my favorite player, and he controlled all the receivers
Yep.
lining up last year.
Gesicki is exciting, and he's a receiver. He really is.
Gesicki,
he's a receiver. He's
he's
not a
not a
blocker.
tight end.
You know, don't make him a blocker.
Attaboy.
You know what I mean? He's a
Toss me some
receiver
ribs,
disguised
man.
as a tight
You
end.
need some? I can run your way. I'm useless at this point.
Are you?
Pretty much, yeah.
So
I'm out.
I really think with Gesicki, they didn't sign him to an extension. They franchised him. So what I think is that it's going to be like a show up. You know, show us what you can do in this offense.
Right.
He's not a blocker. They know he's not a blocker. That's why they kept.
Well, they kept 5 tight ends,
Yeah.
right? So which was interesting
Ethan
to
Carter.
me.
Ethan Carter is going to be our blocking tight end for sure.
Right.
I think
But
Smythe
is it going to be
gonna-
obvious, like when Gesicki comes in, you have
See?
to be able to disguise that.
See, I think McDaniel is the evil genius. Where
He is an evil genius.
so they're gonna be like, all right, he's in. It's gonna be a pass play, run. You know, I was actually reading an article on that before we came tonight about how McDaniel is like gonna hoodwink Belichick. You know,
Right.
So they got Ethan Carter, Tanner Connor, Mike Gesicki, Hunter Long, and Durham Smythe, and I was not expecting them to keep all 5 of them, personally.
I didn't. I thought they were gonna drop one of those guys.
It was either Carter or Connor, right? So
I thought they were gonna keep. Who picked up? Who did New England pick up?
what, a tight end?
No, number 3, our receiver / returner.
Bowden.
Lynn
I thought they were going to keep Bowden, right? So let's talk about the wide receiver.
just as kick returner and punt returner. Even though he's not great at it, but we don't. I mean, on
I
paper,
like
we don't
Bowden.
really have one.
I like Bowden because he was an exciting player, and he wore orange cleats.
And there was talk about Hill being a kick returner. I'm like, if you put him back there, that's the dumbest thing on the face of the planet. He's going to get greased.
So our three best punt returner, kick returners are Hill, Waddle, and Javon Holland. And I think they're out of their mind if they put him back there as a return.
Ezenkama, Hill, Sherfield, Waddle, and Cedric Jr.
See,
right?
I'm excited about Ezekama.
Oh yeah,
I think he's going to
too.
be amazing.
I am
Who
too.
he?
But I was here's the thing. Here's
He's our
the thing. I was
fourth
surprised
round
about.
draft pick.
I was surprised that they didn't keep Bowden, but they kept the 5 tight ends. But that's
They-
going to be the Mike McDaniel's got to have something up his sleeves with that.
I mean, they
with
see
move.
that stuff every day in practice.
Right.
As a casual fan, like, oh, I can't believe they didn't keep that guy. And then he went on waivers for how long? And I would almost guarantee you that New England keeps him through this week and then cuts him.
Attitude issues, you think, or
What's that?
because y'all talk
Bowden?
like he's a player, but attitude issues. or
Bowden,
what?
they're going to cut
No,
him.
he had the best attitude of everybody. But they always New England always picks up one of our players that we cut to try to get an info out of him. I think.
Well, the worst trade we've ever done, or
Welker.
probably the worst trade we've ever done, was trade Wes Welker to the New England Patriots.
Yep.
Like, why the hell did you ever do that? And he was not only that.
He was a
he a
baller
great
at the
player?
start.
He was a baller, that's for sure.
And
he
But
was
he was
around
like a
us.
fan favorite.
Mhm.
Like everybody loved Wes Welker.
Dude, he was a great white hope.
It broke my heart when they traded him, as it did yours and yours. I'm sure. Like, I couldn't believe they did that. That's just another thing that the Dolphins
Broke my heart too.
Did it really?
Yeah, I didn't give a fuck.
And New England has Devontae
Thank
Parker,
you for coming,
which
Art.
I
Totally
think
joking, by the way. I actually did like the little dude.
Well, now he's a wide receiver coach,
Dennis
so it's
is a
nice to
football
have him back
player.
in the house at least. What's that?
Nothing.
But Parker going to New England, I liked Parker, but he could not get separate. He was great with those 50-50 balls, but he couldn't run,
You know, I was one of those guys really, really rooting for us to draft him because
Devontae?
as a Florida State fan, I saw we got to play
Louisville?
and he lit the team up for like 200 yards. I'm like, I want that guy. Right? And we drafted him, and he just couldn't stay healthy.
It just seems like anybody in the NFL, or if they have soft tissue issues, it's just nonstop. Like Arian Foster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he was one of my favorite players. Remember, I watched a preseason game with them. I drafted him like in the 11th or 12th round. Everybody's like, I'll take Arian Foster. Like, who? I'm like, he's going to be a starting running back for the Texans. Sure enough, he started and off he went and was crazy for like 2 years, but he couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah, exactly. Preston Williams too couldn't stay healthy. It was
He also
toe
couldn't
issues
catch
or-
punts, but
Yeah,
I
I mean,
He had a bruised labia the whole time, I'm pretty sure.
I've got a bruised labia too, but that's only
sucked,
because
dude.
listen, dude.
he doesn't play on the Dolphins.
The second he started complaining in camp, I knew he was gone.
Yep.
Hey, or at least I wanted him gone. I mean, come on.
And,
Really?
Bowden could have been – he got more opportunities towards the end of camp and in the preseason games, but Bowden was the exact same thing. He's like, all right, you go return this punt, you go do this, you go do that. But they got no offensive snaps.
How
most
any
part.
of those dudes aren't constantly injured to the point that they can't even stand up? Those
I'm
bastards
with you.
run faster than anybody we've ever been around and collide with each other. Good fortune to get to play a little bit at the lowest of levels, in high school. And, dude, the collisions at that were so fun and so awesome. I can't imagine
Dude,
what it must feel like for those guys.
That's why they take that ice bath at the end.
yeah, listen,
How they survive it, I don't know. But it's awesome to watch. Other than I do despise some of the shit. One of the reasons I don't like the game as much as I used to is the flags on what looks like perfect hits and perfect
Yes.
blocks.
right.
And like I was just watching one of the clips on Instagram or something. They called it a crackback block or something. And the guy didn't even need to throw the block because this dude was outrunning him. But like a linebacker who was spun around and whatever, it was a punt or kickoff or whatever. But what looked like at best a corner or something on the punt team, and the linebacker turns around and they both, it was a decent hit, but they both fall down. But it was clearly, and they call back a touchdown for something. It looked like a perfect block. necessary or not, who knows? But that turned me off the game.
It was this opening weekend of college football. I don't know if you guys noticed, but did it seem to you like the pass interference calls were like a little like sensitive?
A lot of ticky-tacky and a lot of targeting fouls.
A lot of targeting fouls.
That right there, targeting is. Listen, I understand protecting the quarterback a bit more because that is,
it's vulnerable.
Yeah, and you win and lose, you live and die by a good quarterback for the most part in college or NFL. I mean,
yeah,
with defensive win championships, they definitely do, but. You ain't going anywhere without a top-notch quarterback.
If you look at the NFL from a financial perspective, it's not good business for them to lose starting quarterbacks.
So I'm all for protecting them.
Really not.
But
going back to the targeting fouls, as a Hurricane fan, I'd be bitching about them every week because every week there was a couple of them drilling people.
And I think we get unfairly targeted for it, too.
Oh, for sure.
Exactly.
From a reputation of teams that existed long before what has happened in the last 6 or 8 years.
So as a Seminole, I think you all are full of shit. So there you go. Right?
No, it definitely happens. The Seminoles got the same reputation. They get the same shit, but whatever. I can go both ways.
It's like
that's what I heard about you.
Seminoles and
what are you saying over there?
It's like a metaphor. It's like, thank God smoking in the boys' room was released in 1973. If it had been today, it would have been vaping in the gender neutral area. Kind of like with.
I saw your little tingham there earlier today while I was sitting here waiting to come up here.
That is correct.
All right. So is our offensive line better this year?
Yes.
Both they all have already said that.
It's got to be.
I hope
right?
you're right.
No, it's got to be right with Armstead as long as he stays healthy.
Armstead good.
Right.
I love our set. I like
the Cowboys.
But I like the center they got from the Cowboys.
Yep.
Connor Williams, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like to know these people's names.
Because I pay attention.
We suck the marrow out of every bone of this shit. That's why.
I've got the same guys on my boat every day for tournaments. I can't remember their names. Y'all know these guys' names. You never met them once.
Sounds like your issue.
And they moved Eichenberg to left guard, correct?
Yes.
So I think that's a solid move there.
Yep.
And they got who they got at right tackle?
Is it Hunt?
No.
Jackson?
Jackson is right tackle, and who they move into Hunt is right guard, right?
Yeah, and they ditched Solomon Kinley.
Did they sign him back to the practice squad? I think.
Did they really?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so you're telling me there's a chance.
He played well, I thought.
He played well in the last game against the third-string defense.
But it's one of those things that those guys see it every day in practice. And the nice thing about our offense going again, our defense is going to be stellar. Especially
our defense is our gem.
Especially our defensive line is unmatched, I think. They're really good.
If you're telling me that we had a middle-of-the-road defense and you put this offense in place that we currently have, I'm saying there's no shot we're going to win the Super Bowl.
4 and 12.
With that, that's what I'm saying. With
that
that defense, though, is what's going to take you to the promised land.
Yes,
that's for sure. That keeps you in every game, 100%. And I really, really, truly believe that last year's game, the first game against Buffalo, was all predicated on the fact that Tua got hurt on the second play of the game.
Yep.
And then just the floodgates.
It just deflated the team.
It was our first home game. He gets hurt on a rollout. Second play of the game, he's done for the day. Everyone's deflated, right? And then we're in the game that entire half. I think it was like 14-3 at the end of that half. And we missed. We went for it on fourth down on the goal line stand. We missed it. We dropped a touchdown pass.
Did we fumble?
Devontae Parker dropped a touchdown pass that was right in his hands. So we could have gone into the locker room at the half of that game in the lead with Tua out.
I want to say that. Didn't we fumble? He missed that touchdown catch, and then we fumbled right after.
We did,
and
we did. Who was it? It was Albert Wilson fumbled that ball.
Bad handoff. It was like an end around or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
Why that? What? Also, why would you do that on the?
I think it was a bubble
line,
screen, to be honest with you.
Same as FSU doing that pitch the other night on the goal line.
That was horrible. Dude.
Why the hell would they do that?
I don't know, but I was cursing the screen.
Why did they down and out 3 or 4 times? LSU had no timeouts left.
So there's a lot of things that Norvell did on that game that I highly disagree with. And number one, we talked about this before the podcast even started. They're up 10-3. and they have it's a fourth and goal, and you went for it. Like, why just kick the field goal? Go 13-3 and go into the half that way.
2 scores up.
Always take the points.
Yeah,
always
take the points. It's like, why did you do that? Why did you even go for it? And then the guy drops the ball. It's like right in his hands. And to boot. So it was like double whammy. It's like, well, all right, you went for it and you actually made the play, and then he drops it. So it's like, all right,
early season nerves.
Bad
plus
decision.
That.
Yeah, bad decision.
But also, the game is changing. Like, people are looking at these analytics now that more than like smart football decisions, I think.
Yeah,
just take 3 points.
Well,
like,
baseball really fell prey to that,
yep.
like over the years, rather than like going with the gut feeling. I think.
What was that movie called? Moneyball or something?
Moneyball. Yeah.
See, I'm a numbers guy.
I'm watching that guy can hit the ball 100 miles, and he does it all the time. So I'm gonna take that guy.
And it's to the point now at baseball, when you get close to 100 pitches, no matter if
they pull you,
laying everybody down.
Yeah,
you're out.
I agree with it with the kids. The way they're doing it now, they're pitch counting the kids and stuff. I agree with it there because you could really do some early damage to your elbow, and especially in the leagues where they can throw curveballs and all that stuff like that. I definitely agree with it there.
For fuck's sake.
Do you know there's no two-a-days anymore?
Switch hands.
I just learned there's no two-a-days anymore.
Nope.
Switch hands, that's your solution? It's your solution for everything, Carlene.
Does it switch hands? Sometimes. It's easier.
Gotta be a little harder
no
for
two-a-days
girls.
anymore. What have they done to this world?
There's no two-a-days anymore?
That's what a kid on my boat the other day was a football player. Said, no
really?
Two-a-days. Yeah. That
People kept dying.
I got to call
it was
Matt.
weird.
You don't remember stories?
Strange. All these kids just started dropping on the field.
Like Kim Campers talking about times where they wouldn't be able to have a water break.
No.
And they would pray that the sprinklers were on, and they'd fall down and like suck water out of the sprinkler because they weren't allowed to have water breaks.
Yeah, but they got tougher. And
that went away my sophomore, junior year of high school. They realized, oh shit, this isn't good. We need to be giving this kid water.
Shit, now you go to a high school game.
See that guy laying in the middle of the field?
I
might need some water. Get some water over.
Went full heat stroke one time during two-a-days.
You did?
Oh yeah, full heat stroke. But I was on the sideline. They were doing special teams. Well, no, I felt it going on. It was we were on the sled, pushing the sled. Oh, it felt so horrible.
I've never experienced
like the whole world was going black.
Oh yeah.
And I wasn't gonna be a pussy because I actually said I went to my
I
coach.
I was dying, but I didn't want to be a pussy.
Well, no, I said to coach. I said, Coach, something don't feel right. I was a sophomore. I remember something don't feel right. I was practicing with the varsity, and I said, Coach, something don't feel right. He fucking lit me up like no tomorrow. And one of the seniors comes over, this big giant Dean Golden, this fucking amazing human being, says to me, bro, he wouldn't yell at you if he didn't care. He got high hopes for you or some shit like that. I'm hearing this kind of semi out. Push the sled again, totally going out. And unfortunately, they went into special teams, which I had nothing to do with. And I sat on my knee. I don't know how long it was. It felt like forever. And one of the trainers comes over, bro, you okay? Because I guess I'd been there for quite some time, and I'm kind of coming to at this point. And no, I'm good. The whole time, can't be a pussy. Don't die. Can't be a pussy.
Heat stroke is not good. I've had a couple times in the engine room.
Yeah.
Where like everything starts going woo.
Oh yeah.
And like you start like, all right, I gotta get out of here. Start climbing out. I get to the top of the stairs. I'm like, laid out of.
And then you get cold instead of being so hot. It's like freezing cold.
Yep.
I think I was half.
You've had it before? Mm-hmm. I've never had a heat stroke before.
Yeah. We used to call it bear caught when I was.
Because you paint, dude.
No, dude. I was a four sport athlete in high school. A lot of people don't realize.
Just not on basketball.
Not Jesus.
That's like the worst thing. Is if you're sweating your ass off,
Carling with the short jokes,
and getting dehydrated. If you start getting cold,
also you need to stop sweating.
You need to start doing something.
Yep.
So I played football at Gibbons. I graduated with Matt Dubaka, who coaches here now. And
Yeah, you hit him on the show.
You remember what swatches are?
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Swatch.
Yes. Yeah, so there was this kid that he was not a starter, or even I don't even think he ever even played, right? That he had like when people used to wear like 4 or 5 of them, like on their arm. Which I never understood.
So fricasseed for that.
The frickin' dude, he was a lineman, like 3rd string lineman, whatever. Like comes to practice.
Y'all had that many kids on your squad that you could have a 3rd string anything?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is freshman year, so it's a
JV
JV team.
School.
It's a JV team.
Everybody makes the team.
I can't say nothing.
Yeah.
Appreciation trophies go out at
stop
this
it.
party.
Oh, I went to St. Thomas, so
Yeah, you went to St. Thomas, and when I was there, we beat you, so it's all good. It's true story. So the coach like walks up to him. He's like, I think his name was Vic. He's like, hey Vic, What time is it? He's like, what? It's getting kind of late. What time is it? Right? He goes, oh, I don't know. He starts like fumbling around like that. And he grabs his fucking face mask. He goes, what the fuck you wearing goddamn watches on a goddamn? You can't even tell me what goddamn time it is. Like throws the kid like on the fucking ground. I don't think the kid ever came back to practice after that. But yeah. Coach Borrell.
Yeah, you were actually allowed to do that back then.
Yeah. Now I don't know.
Some of y'all weren't grabbed by the arm and whooped in a circle, and it shows.
Yep.
Like, my daughter does that.
All right. Carly telling us about what she's into.
Carly's fired up.
Always.
I got a question here from Dana Powell, and she asks, who was the QB in the game where Shula broke the all-time wins record in 1993? Considering Belichick has a chance to break the Shula's record, we'll talk about it in a second, we start off against the Pats. This question might be pertinent. So, do we know the answer of who was the quarterback in the game where Shula broke the all-time wins record in 1993?
Oh, Scott Mitchell.
Yeah, y'all figured that
Winner.
out.
Scott Mitchell. Can we confirm that?
That is confirmed,
It's
yes.
been confirmed. All right, the answer is Scott Mitchell. Thank you, Dana. And that also brings us to the whole Belichick passing Shula thing. Is it going to happen? How many? Justin, do you know how many games it is?
Isn't it like
18 games?
Absolutely going to happen.
Think
yeah?
so?
If he, I thought it was more like
Guys,
I thought it was like 30, but
Wait, isn't that crazy though? He's kind of got the mango look.
Yeah.
about it, doesn't he?
he's got the look.
Oh, you know what? I forgot to bring that
It's all
up.
good. I just brought the cups just.
All right, so
'cause,
listen. So just for people that are listening here or watching, the cups that we are drinking out of today are Memorial James Mango Buckwallet cups, who was a hardcore Dolphin fan, who's no longer with us.
That's me, sorry.
Fisherman.
and we
Yes.
have been drinking.
Fisherman,
Part of the
Yeah.
community.
Yep, we
The
are
Mangler.
drinking cups in
Golfer.
memory of him today.
golfer.
Wasn't he down there
Slug.
at ADOC for a good long while?
Yeah.
Fishing the charter boats down there.
Hmm
Yeah.
Then he went to Gray's Taxidermy, and
So talk amongst yourselves any topic will do, because I'm going to look up this Belichick thing real quick.
Well, wait a minute. That's not our job. It's not our job. That's your job. You can't stick us like that. You got to give us a.
I didn't. Is
So
it,
start with-
talk
is it
about-
18? I thought it was more than 18.
Talk
games.
about it. You guys have been on the show. How many times have you been on the show?
Yeah, but it's not our job.
like I brought
20
something
times.
just to drink out of.
right?
Probably at least.
Something like that, right? So, I don't know.
So let's talk about Gesicki.
Fuck that. Let's talk about
it.
them wahoos that are biting
Talk-
right now. Let's talk about something.
That was a
nine.
good
Talk
one.
about the
Arthur
Wahoos.
caught a couple nice
Talk
wahoos.
about the Wahoo.
I'm talking about the 9 that we caught the day before that we
Yeah.
didn't talk about.
Talk
Is
about
that
the
when
9 you caught the
when
day
I
before.
text you? He said, good fishing.
Good. Yeah, we had a great day the day before. The second day was really, really great too. But the day before
Where's the
was fun.
sashimi, man?
Tell us about
You know
it.
what I actually did? I'm always late. Like I was actually walking on the treadmill, like fat ass that I am. And then I look down. It's 5:15. Shit, Skip's gonna be here. How long were you sitting out there for?
Like 2 minutes.
Oh, okay, good. It wasn't too long. That was my intentions were to bring, but I didn't. So
So I
sorry.
put on the group text on my way, and then he said, here, Art. So I didn't know.
Oh, you did text. Oops, I didn't even see it.
It's more than 18.
Yeah, I thought it was like 30 something.
Bill Belichick in total has 321 wins currently. And he still has to pass George Halas at 324, which he will do this year.
Isn't Shula like
Hopefully he doesn't do that this
350
year.
something?
347.
47. So he's got
So that's what? It's like 20, 26,
You said 318 and 347.
321 and 347.
Oh, okay. So 26 games.
26 games.
that's 3 years roughly.
3 years. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, you might not make it.
What do you think he's gonna die in the next 3 years?
I think he's going to have some shitty seasons where he might get like 5 or 6 wins. How about
He
that?
won't quit until he beats
Boom.
Shula.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think so. And
And he deserves it because as big an asshole as he is, he's done
Yeah.
some pretty amazing shit. Now, granted, turns out he did have a
He-
quarterback that may or may not have needed him. But
I've actually heard that Bill Belichick's actually a pretty cool guy,
really,
but he's just horrible to the media.
well, that he is, and you know, whatever. You are what you show to me, and he shows
yeah.
an asshole.
Yeah, he
So-
hates the media.
No
Like,
doubt.
he
And I
hates
get
getting up
that.
there and talking to that. He
I get
just
that
like
part,
whatever like
but
that. But I heard like in
It's
the
part of the
locker
job.
room.
Do your job properly, and that's a big part of your job.
I don't
you.
disagree with that.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that.
And to me, the job is
I mean, it's a lot.
Number one.
Like if you look at a guy like Pete Carroll, right? I don't
yeah.
know him personally.
Cheerio-
like I don't know how he is in the
Cheerio
locker
and,
room.
Dyer.
I hear this player likes him, right? Or his players like him.
Yeah.
But from a press conference, he's always like
He's
charismatic
jovial,
and he's
yeah.
great, and everyone likes him.
Yeah.
It's like I hear you.
that's why I think McDaniel's going to be really good. because he's more of that new age coach, which I think is taken over, and the athletes now aren't like those hardcore guys. They need a little coddling when they're.
Oh, that disgusts me.
I think he's going to be
said,
great.
You're right.
appreciation
I think he's going to be a
awards
perfect
and-
mix of Belichick and like new age.
Exactly.
Well, there's a story that Tyreek Hill was like with the Dolphins for like 2 weeks, and they were doing like mini camp in the beginning like that. And he's like, "Coach, I need to take a day off, like a personal day to see my family or something like that." And McDaniel's answer was, "Cool." And players love that.
I mean,
No, you're. But here's the
what
thing,
does
Art.
Tyreek
It's
have
the
to
job.
do? You know?
Yeah, but
It's
it's
the
the job.
job.
It's the job. But there's also perspective, right? Where there's like this guy you're paying all this money to. He's going to change the face of the franchise. You
You're
want
setting
that?
a precedent.
No, but you're not, because you know what? Everyone else on that team knows who Tyreek Hill is.
Yep.
Right. And if you set an example on Tyreek Hill and try to minimize him down to like one of the other guys rather than glorify him as the player you signed him to be, right? You need to make that guy feel like, yeah, I got the respect of this entire team, right? And when he gets on the field, he's going to be cocky as shit and he's going to ball out. And that's what you need. It's all about game day, dude.
I'm a disciplined guy.
I hear you.
I think there's a fine line
That
there.
works in high school and that works in college. When you get to the pros, I think it's a different story.
That's why Saban
I think it's a
got out of there
different-
because
he
I think
couldn't.
it's a
Same with
yes,
Flo.
good point. That's a perfect
You're probably
point.
right,
Because I
but it's
think
just
once
not
you
my
get to that
personality.
level where you're all getting paid and everyone sees what everyone else is getting paid, dude, the herd gets weeded out. And you're like, yeah, that's right. I'm king shit in this locker room. Everyone knows it. So when Mike McDaniel goes, cool. Makes sense to me.
But when you think about it, if you got a veteran on his second contract, he got paid.
Oh,
And Saban's trying to treat him like a college kid that's just trying to get drafted, they're going to be like, I'm
I
a
think
veteran. I got
exactly.
my money.
Exactly.
dude, I get paid more than you.
They're all
You know
getting
what I mean?
paid
Yeah,
more
but
than
how
the
bad do you
coaches.
want to win?
And and Parcells is the same freaking thing. When that day he walks up to Jason Taylor, right, and Jason Taylor wants to renegotiate his contract with the Dolphins, you know what he did? He had a number written down on the piece of paper. Jason Taylor's on a knee with the helmet on the ground like that. They're in the middle of a practice. He's sweating his balls off. Parcells walks up in front of him and throws the freaking number on the piece of paper and just walks away.
Well, that's just shit.
And
That's because
Jason-
Parcells
right.
was a fucking asshole.
Right, but
so.
these are the guys that want to swing their dicks in the room and say, I'm better than the players, and it's
See-
bullshit. Once you get to the NFL, that's wrong.
See, I agree. I'm not
Mike
saying that you got to
McDaniel's
be an
nothing
asshole
but
like
another
that.
athlete on that team.
No doubt. I'm not saying you got to be an asshole, but your Parcells example isn't being an asshole. But I think there's regimented rules, and especially it's all for one for all to me in athletics and team athletics, and we're all equal, no matter how great you are, because you're only as good as your worst player.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, but again,
No, we are not only as good as Noah Ignagne. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, don't get me started on that dude.
Who's that?
Noah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because we could have had
If
Jonathan
you got to
Jonathan
rely on
Taylor,
him, if you
Jesus.
have to rely on him, you are only that good. If he's going to be a marquee player, it's
Well-
a starter. It's in.
Wow, you tip top there.
Man, she likes you.
Yeah. Wow. Look
Must
at
have
you.
been good ribs.
They were very. Anyway, whatever. I may come from. Apparently, I'm old school even too. Right, I guess.
Well, there's a lot of reasons I like Mike McDaniel.
But
I'm
he may-
sure there's
yeah.
a lot of reasons that you like McDaniel. You like him
I-
so far,
I-
but it's got
I'm
to
not
equate the
excited who the
wins.
fuck he is.
Obviously, he doesn't even know the coaches.
See, I like that he showed up and didn't try to be the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah.
He showed up and was like,
Although he is.
No,
Yeah.
I like that.
but he
I
showed
do
up,
like that
he
personality
showed up and
trait.
was like, hey, I'm thrilled to have this opportunity. I'm going to do the best I can. Blah, 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 blah. And I think everybody took to it. The players seemed to like him. Where Flo came in as trying to be Belichick, and he's not Belichick. And he was like, I'm the smartest guy in the room. Screw everybody. And it was like, everything's regimented. Like, did you hear all the shit that went down last year? It was a horrible experience for all the players too.
And Flores was one of those guys that we're talking about. Like one of those like my way or the highway
Yeah.
kind of guys. And I just don't think that works in the professional sports world anymore. It really doesn't.
Yeah, I'm not saying it has to be like that.
There's
but
too
I
much
do think
money
there have
floating
to be
around.
Rules and the rules okay that everybody agrees on.
Dude,
I'm fine with
these
that.
blowout contracts changed the game.
I hear you.
It really did. It changed everything about professional sports. Like once these guys started getting paid all this money, that changed everything. Now they want to make decisions about the franchise. I mean, they want to be like, oh, I'm the one that you invested in.
I'm not cool with that.
Like more than everything like that. Yeah. But I'm saying that's the reality of it. Now they want to make franchise decisions.
That's
Look
what-
at it all started with it started with A-Rod.
yeah.
When Alex
Yeah.
Rodriguez signed that huge ass contract with the Yankees,
Yep.
right? And one of the things that he negotiated in his contract is he got to take on all the merchandise, right? And he got an entire section to himself in Yankee Stadium, where he made all the revenue off that one section.
That's insane.
That changed the freaking gaming contract.
But it's smart.
Of course, if you can get it,
Extremely
of course, it's a great gig if you can get it.
I'm not complaining about it. I'm
But again, you're setting
saying that
precedences.
changed everything.
But what happened with that dude wanting his day off? Tyreek Hill wanting his day off. Now he set a precedent. So
I don't think anyone
highest
else
paid-
asked for a game off.
Well, that's what I mean. Well,
what about
it'll
Brady,
happen.
though? What about Brady?
It'll happen.
Do you think Brady
Brady took
deserved
11
that
days off.
2 weeks off?
Huh?
Do you think Brady deserved 2 weeks off in preseason?
I know he took
He's
it, but-
45 years old.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's got 6 rings.
I'm just happy that he gets to come back and I get to watch him again. But
He went
Seven
home.
Seven
rings. Seven
Yeah.
rings.
He went
Seven
home to
rings.
fight with his
45
wife.
years old.
He went home to fight with his wife for a week. And
He went
she-
home to
not
fight with his
very
wife
happy.
for a
and she
week.
still hauled ass and went somewhere else.
Right. I say leave the dude alone.
yep, I hear you.
He doesn't
I
need
hear you.
preseason. In fact, the less preseason for him on that old body, the better.
Yep. No, I agree, and I think that's an extraordinary
Dude,
situation there.
come to work on game day with your briefcase, and that's all you do. You don't even need to come to practice during the week.
Yeah.
I'm telling Mike when I get home, no more preseason on this old body.
Whoa.
Straight to business.
Tell him to switch hands.
Who was it? Practice? We're talking about practice.
Yeah, you know the whole story behind that? Iverson, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Mike.
Alan
No more
Iverson.
BSA party
You know the
for
whole
you.
story behind that? He was sitting there, he was mourning over a dear, like a lifelong friend's loss, and
Oh, really?
yeah, and that's what he wanted to talk about was.
Yeah.
And they're in there wanting to talk about it. I'm not talking about practice. So they totally skewed that thing to make him look
Yeah.
like an asshole.
So
That kind of shit pisses me off too.
another
But that's
another
fucking
thing
news.
about another thing that a lot of people don't realize is I'm really good friends with Brett Romberg. I don't know if you know Brett Romberg is.
Nope.
All right, so Brett Romberg used to be center, Outland Trophy winner, the University of Miami center.
Sounds like a phenomenal human being. Oh, yeah, I met him.
Right, you know
I
Brett
met him.
from-
Yeah.
From the Jimmy Johnson.
Of course, I met him. He's a very good dude. Really good
He's
dude. Yeah.
incredible. He's a very good friend of mine, and he runs the University of Miami, the Hurricane alumni tournament down there. He played with the Rams and the Falcons. He's told me we talked about injuries before. He was on one of the front runner guys about the whole concussion issue and the things against the NFL, and he was on the forefront of making some changes happen. So from that standpoint, he's had a significant impact on the game. But when he was playing for the Falcons, do you know what? I brought up the Michael Vick thing when he came on the show. This is back what are we, episode 132 or something like that right now? He was on episode 40 something, right? And I asked him about the Michael Vick thing. I said, how was it playing with Michael Vick? And he said, it's great. He goes, by the way, that whole thing was bullshit with Michael Vick.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm like, no, it wasn't. Come on. Because he's, no, 100%. He wasn't even in town. I'm like, what?
With the dog thing?
With the dog thing. He goes, he wasn't even in town. He wasn't even there.
You claiming he's never been to a dog fight?
Time out. This is what Brett Romberg's telling me. I don't know. This is what Brett tells me, right? Listen, you're talking about a guy that's had such bad injuries that he had to take half a bottle of Vicodin and 2 bottles of vodka to get through it the next day after a game.
Talking
And
about
that I believe.
eventually he had to retire. Brett laid it out in his career. That's for sure.
That's my
Right.
concern for Tua.
Yeah. But he told me about the Michael Vick thing. He's like, no, wasn't even anywhere near that. Wasn't even close to it, right? But all his boys were at his house, and they did a dog fight. And he had nothing to do it, and he took a point for the team. I didn't believe him, but he swears up and down about it. That's exactly how it laid out.
I believe that.
And he took,
I was a big Michael
took his
Vick
hit.
fan. Just
And
watching
I can only think that he had more to lose by going to the hill for that. Maybe other things that he was liable for that happened in the house that he may probably I think he just took the least amount of sentence that he was going to get in that circumstance, and he took the social hit as to what was going to happen to him in the public media. But everyone wants to make Michael Vick out to be this anti-dog guy, and I just, based upon what Brett has told me, that's not the truth.
Listen, dog fights are important. I've never had anything to do with it, but I do and have worked dogs my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Hunting behind them and everything. And some shit happens to those dogs. Some bad shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I hate them. I love dogs dearly. I live with them, 2 of them, and always will. But if
I like dog too, apparently.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. I
From
remember
the
that.
Philippines. She likes dogs in the Philippines.
just the ribs, right?
Just because you're fighting them doesn't mean you hate dogs.
Some brew, but can we get that barbecue sauce next time?
You bring me a piece of dog, I guarantee it tastes good with this right here.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah, y'all were all souring on me for when I poured that big giant dollop on my plate. And guess what? I almost licked it off until she took my plate.
That is
I
my
told you
favorite
it's-
one, though.
I told you it's good, isn't it?
Oh, so good.
I
We
think
got clean plates.
I
was
think I
just trying
bought
to make
4 of
room.
these at his thing, and I have like this much left of the last one.
There's some extra.
You can
ones
buy
over
these
there.
things.
Yeah.
How do I not know this shit?
so
You don't do a
time
very
out.
good job marketing,
Time
bro.
out. No, time
No.
out. Well, this is not why he's here today, but this is one of the things we want to get like the point across for Jim here is that yes, you can absolutely buy this shit. Yes, you can actually hire Jim to like cook your event.
Yeah.
Yeah, you actually do that. Pig
Like you're a
Reaper is alive
catering
and
dude.
well. Yeah.
Last
100%.
week I did 20 pounds of pork butt. The week before I did 50. The week before that I did,
You sell
A
it by
bunch
the
more.
pound, or how do you do that?
well, they just hired 87,000 more IRS agents. So
Let's not talk about
Wait a
that.
minute. Hey,
There you go.
never mind.
hey.
Time out.
Again, I say shit on here.
You
that
gotta blow the
they're
whistle.
not gonna-
Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle.
So-
yeah.
Where's
Yeah,
that
we
button?
Yes.
Where's that button?
Yeah.
If you want food, get a hold of me. Like, I'll provision if we're doing a trip to the Bahamas. Make a bunch of ribs and vacuum pack them. So when you're over there, you just throw them on the grill and heat them back up.
Just lay them on the motor and let them cook in the sun, warm back up
Either
right
way.
quick. Oh,
I've done that a bunch of
genius.
times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
grill these center console
Chicken
books.
wings.
I wouldn't do that.
Ribs.
No Deathbird wings. Ribs.
Good
yay.
pulled
Pork
chicken.
butt.
Pulled chicken.
Arthur doesn't
like
like chicken.
No, I like chicken. I just don't eat chicken wings. Chicken wings are
You only eat
poison.
chicken wings?
Poison. That shit'll kill you.
Oh man,
So,
So
good.
good.
What's
chicken
wrong
wings
with you?
and draft
Lots
beer
of
are
things.
like my
Lots
favorite.
and lots and lots of things.
Like, whew.
All right, who's the best player in the Miami Dolphins?
The best player?
Who's your
Xavier
number one
Howard.
player?
Who's the kicker? Punter. Place kicker.
Moorhead.
Jason Sanders?
Is the punter.
Jason Sanders, place kicker.
Sanders,
kicker.
place kicker.
I'm impressed y'all even know the kickers' names.
Howard's the best player on the
Everybody's
team.
name.
I think Javon. I would go with that too.
Howard is clearly the best player on the team.
Holland.
Sorry, that was actually a trick question.
Talk about Holland.
Javon Holland? No.
Xavier Howard.
X,
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm
X25.
sorry. I'm sorry.
X25 is the best player on the team.
Best player on the
You
team.
agree with that, Justin?
Where's he play?
Man, I don't know.
Defensive player?
Cornerback.
Who's your
Who else?
favorite
Who else would be your
If he ain't on
candidate?
defense, then y'all are fucked.
Yeah, I got to
If your
go.
top 4 athletes aren't on defense.
He's on defense.
Hill?
Who? Tyreek Hill? Yeah. Tyreek Hill, X20. Well, actually, you know, that's a good point. You got Tyreek Hill and you got X25. X25 was the best player on the team. Being that we got a top 5 defense,
Timeout.
and it's all surrounded by him.
Can I say that we have enough good players now that we have to argue about who's the best player?
Yeah.
Last year, you didn't have
point.
to do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
Johnny's fired
Yes.
up.
Well, think about it. You got Tyreek, Jalen Waddle, X, Javon Holland.
This
Jalen-
dude's name is X25.
His name is Xavier,
Xavier
Howard.
Howard.
Oh, okay.
And his
But his
number,
number-
is 25.
I thought we had no. What was that other
Talk about-
cat's name? That what he called himself?
Ocho Cinco.
Yeah, there you go.
Jalen Phillips. You got Raekwon Davis. You got
Christian
Ogba,
Wilkins.
Christian Wilkins. You're like, we got guys that are really good.
Yep.
And we're not even getting to the rest of the offense stuff. You got Chase Edmonds. You got Mostert. You know, we got players.
Your linebacker core, which I think is the weakest spot on the entire
It
team.
is 100%.
That's concerning.
Right, so we got Jerome
weakest.
Baker leading the charge. We brought back Landon Roberts. They got Jalen Phillips listed as a linebacker.
Yeah,
Shannon Tyndall is player of promise. Hopefully, he can become something. I don't
He
know
is
if he's going to be
fast,
enough.
man. So
He's
as soon
very
as they,
fast.
As soon as they drafted him, I went through all I watched
Might
all
drop
his.
him back to safety one day.
Think so? I don't think so.
It can.
He's super fast.
He's
as a
not that big
linebacker.
though.
Neither was Zach Thomas.
I mean, you might bring him into a blitz package.
Zach Thomas was a munchkin.
Yeah.
I like Van
that's
Ginkel, too,
You ever
though.
stood next to Zach
He
Thomas?
made a
Ginkel?
lot of plays.
Yeah.
He ain't that small.
I mean, comparatively to a
Yeah.
football player, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's 5'10".
He's a pretty
He's
stout
basically
boy.
our height. So
We should
I'm
bring
sure.
Zach into the show. We can make that
Good
happen.
if you can get him.
We can.
I think he would do it.
We can do it. You know we can do it. We can
He's
do
not
it.
much. He's a local
Yeah.
boy. He's a good
Yeah,
dude.
He's
but
local.
not
He's
much of a
right around the
fisherman.
corner.
Yeah, not much of a fisherman.
Yeah, he eats fishes. Well, we're not bringing him on the show now. Thanks, Art.
My bad. My apologies.
His son likes
One
to
of the greatest
fish.
football players ever. He's got to be a great fisherman too.
The bullshit of all that.
He's
No,
a
how
How come
diver.
Yeah,
this
you
guy's
believe that
not in
shit?
the Hall of Fame?
How is that possible?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
He will
Oh,
be,
for
but
sure,
you know,
but-
I could tell you right now there are first ballot Hall of Fame linebackers that had less stats than he did.
That should never be there. And not be there, but not first ballot. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Like Urlacher, number 1.
Even Urlacher said Zach
like
needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
Zach pretty much beats him in every category.
Yep.
Statistically speaking. And he was a first ballot Hall of Famer.
What?
Statistically. Get up here.
Question.
Get up
When
here.
Jason Taylor and Zach Thomas retired, who did you think was going to the Hall of Fame?
Zach Thomas.
Right.
100%.
Right.
Taylor was a good player for Miami. I never looked at him as a Hall of Famer. Zach Thomas retired as a Hall of Famer.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's marketing
I looked
too,
I looked at them as both
Both great.
I
First
looked
ballot Hall of
actually, I
Famers.
looked at them as equals because they
I thought so. They complement
made each other better. You know what I mean? And I think it's going to be the same thing with now Holland.
I will say that Jason Taylor did have an interception, ran back for a touchdown in his last game NFL game against the Jets. Jason Taylor put the exclamation mark on his
Holland and Jalen Phillips are going to be our next Zach Thomas and Jason
Yes.
Taylor. 100%.
I think Jalen Phillips is going to be really good.
Teron Armstead was talking about it today, and they said, "What do you think about Jalen Phillips?" I said, "He's made in the lab." It's like it's unbelievable what this kid can do.
And he's kind of like built on the Jason Taylor frame too.
But big, but beefier.
Yeah,
And he's
but lanky and long and has a good move.
What I
Should
love
be good.
about Javon Holland is they just named him captain.
Yep.
One of the captains. You got
He just has
Holland and Howard are captains of the defense.
He has
You
a
got
knack for the
Tua.
ball. He really does.
What are the captains? You got Tua, Armstead,
Yep.
and Tyreek Hill,
There's
and
4.
Javon Holland and Xavier Howard and Christian Wilkins. Those are your captains right there. All 6
And
of
I
them.
love Wilkins too.
He's
Holy
great,
crap,
man.
he's funny to watch.
Yeah.
When the
Yeah.
offense scores a
Doing
touchdown,
the
he'll
worm.
run off the sideline and jump on everybody. Well,
Yeah.
you don't want him to get hurt when he jumps on him, but
That's what. I think that's what happened to Preston Williams. That's
Yeah.
how he.
that's the first time he got injured is
Yeah.
when he scored that touchdown. Here comes Wilkins, jumps on him, and then
busted his ankle up.
Dude, what happened to Preston Williams is he started complaining more than he started playing.
He couldn't stay healthy. It is what it is.
Yeah, but you start complaining, I'm not getting all playing time and everything. It's like, you're not getting
But
playing
then
time
when he
reason.
got his chances, he didn't back it up. He
didn't
didn't
back it
play
up.
well.
Well, the nail in the coffin is when he dropped that punt. That was
Yes.
it. Once he dropped that punt, you didn't make the team. That was it.
That whole last game, he played like he knew he was getting cut.
He did. He
He
was
was
moping on the
around.
field. You could
He
tell the
didn't run
body
on and
language
off,
wasn't
you
good.
know?
Yeah.
Which sucks, you know.
Yeah. All right. So listen, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna drink at the bar.
I'm
And
gonna
we're
go
gonna eat the rest of it. Well, hold on. Don't go yet. Don't go yet. We're gonna sign off. All right, go ahead. Go to the bathroom. I can't deny I got to the bathroom.
got to tap a kidney.
Art, tell me about the Wahoos.
They biting.
Yeah,
Well, we
they're
kind of
biting.
figured they would leading up on this moon, right?
Yeah.
We're 9, 10, 11 of them in the last couple of days there.
11.
Nice. And that one was a stud.
At 155, yeah, James DeMarco's first Wahoo turned
That
out to
was
be a
awesome,
chubby
man.
one.
Seeing all those videos you taking the kids out that day, and
That was good.
And you got a nice big mahi on that trip too.
That was the day before.
You went?
Yeah.
You did 2 days.
2
with
days,
them.
yeah. We fished. Saturday we fished with one of our regular groups there. Jason Mushroom, I called my phone. Dude
Okay.
hydroponically grows mushrooms for like all the high end restaurants around Florida.
Oh, so given that you're a druggie now, you love them.
Yeah. Well, no, he
We
doesn't grow
all
that.
like
Unfortunately,
hydroponic mushrooms.
unfortunately, he doesn't grow that kind of mushroom. But
All right.
But anyway, no. But he does. But every time he comes, he brings all these. Dude, do you have any idea how many kinds of mushrooms there are, and how different and how good they all are? Utterly ridiculous.
So did you watch the Rogan
elves,
episode with the
they're
mushroom
coming
guy?
back.
Probably not yet. No.
If you're a Rogan fan, you need to go back and
I
watch
will.
the mushroom.
I'll
I'll
find
see if I can find a link. What is it? Yeah, all right. So
Paul
yeah,
Stamets,
so
all right.
yeah, so yeah, he likes to
You
have
gotta-
fun over
you
there
gotta
too.
text
So
that
he
shit
knows
to me.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna put it in there right now.
Yeah, so you being that you're, having fun lately, you need to
Searching
watch
for
this
elves.
episode.
Now that you're a dabbler,
You know?
I'm a dabbler. Ain't no denying that shit. I'm addicted to dabbling.
Dude, I'm sorry. That has got to be.
Can that be the
Skip,
next
this
episode?
has
We're
gotta
just
be the
dabbling a little
funniest
bit.
fucking
Just,
thing
Dude, I am
that
so
I've ever heard in my entire
all
life.
that.
I know, it's like you're a fresh canvas.
Skip's
I love
gonna
this.
cry.
here comes right. Popping that cherry.
You'll
Is it
see.
in yet? Is it in yet?
You'll see. We're gonna do it one time. We're gonna
That's not it.
see how acute
those two
your
would be fucking
your senses
great, man.
are.
Them two
What was the name of
skipping art together?
Paul?
All right, you Skip, we ready to wind this thing down or what?
Dude,
don't
I
know.
literally could
Yes,
sit here and
Wahoo's your
talk. I could talk football and Dolphins
All right,
all night long.
Yanni, are we good to keep going? Or you, yeah, all right. I got clearance from the boss over there.
You talk. I mean,
All right. So, all right. A lot of reasons that we're Miami Dolphin fans are because of our parents.
Keep saying we.
Particularly, you are a fucking Dolphin fan.
I
Stop
am.
it.
I am. Of course I am, dude.
Look at
Born
your
and raised
cup.
up.
We
man.
went fishing one day, you and me. One day, Art and I go fishing, right? Both families. We come back, right? Like then Dolphin game starts. They had a 4:00 game for some reason. I can't remember. It was like a home game too, I think. Right? And then we just saw the Dolphins are starting, and then we ended up sitting there watching the whole game. Like we couldn't.
Dude, I love it. I love the game.
You love the Dolphins.
I love the game. I love the Dolphins. I love the game. I really, really love the game. I don't like what they're doing to it, but again, to watch those extra, dude, you know what excites me the most is see those giant fucking offensive linemen when they get a chance to run. Dude, 300 pounds running like that.
Yeah.
My fat ass could never run like that, and I could run when I was a kid.
Dude, to me, those are the guys that deserve
Those
all the
are the
money. The
athletes.
big dudes that can run fast. I mean, you kidding me? It's an anomaly.
Those are the athletes.
They're the ones that are protecting the quarterback that's
Yes.
making all the money.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
dude,
And
this
they love
time of
doing
year, like the football schedule, like it makes my schedule. Like once we get into mid-October-ish, November, so I lay out our whole practice schedule for our sailfish guys. And it's like if there's a home game on Sunday, we fish on Saturday. You know what I mean? If there's a game on Sunday, guys, we're back to the dock by 11:30 because
I
I'm
think
going
most of the guys
home.
in the boat agree with that, though.
Oh,
too.
100%.
Yeah.
Like we're practice
Not
fishing.
me.
I
I had
don't-
dudes that wouldn't in high school. I had dudes that wouldn't go fishing with me on football Sundays. And back then, you didn't record the game shit, but nah.
Yeah.
I loved it, but no, I ain't watching that shit. I'd go fishing.
I want to watch it live. Like if there's a game
Gotta
Sunday,
be, it's tough watching the game. In
we
delay.
get back like when it's funny like when we fish at like a tournament. Oh yeah, we're like pulling the inlet, and the guys are like a couple of the guys are like rinsing the rods down. Some guys are rinsing the boat off. Half the guys are making cocktails. On Sunday when we practice fish, we hit the inlet. Everybody's washing. We get to the dock. Short
Efficient.
cords in, off we go. We're done, dude.
Yep.
We're done.
And nothing for nothing. Like the honest truth of it is, part of the fun of watching it live is
You don't know.
us texting back and forth on Facebook, like watching it like remotely, like with your buddies, and you're all like going back. That's part of the fun too. Like
So-
you don't want to like watch the game and delay. The game's already over. Everyone's
Yeah.
already seen it. Everyone fucking knows what's going on.
My youngest
You know what I mean?
daughter,
You're like, done.
Katie.
You can give a shit. I know.
No,
She-
I
but
like
the-
to watch them. I like to blow through the
Matt.
commercials. I like to watch them recorded.
So
I'll-
Katie.
I'll
Every
record.
game, I'm like texting Jim, like he's in the stadium, I'm at home, whatever, like that, or like I'm like, oh, that sucked, whatever. It's cool. It's fun.
Katie's
You get
excited
into it.
because she goes, Dad, Dolphin this weekend? Like real Dolphins. Like she's like painting the nails. Oh yeah, painting the
Remember
nails.
y'all did that?
I am
yeah.
so happy you brought that up.
I'm doing it. I'm
So, are
starting
you
the year
painting the
out
nail-
with the nails painted.
So I can't copy it though because I was going to do mine for the first game, but I can't copy what
Why
Skip
can't
does.
you copy?
Can we copy
You
it?
can't have enough mojo.
Can we all do it?
It works. I don't care.
Can he do it?
Or it's like, yeah, right.
I'm out.
It's hey. The only thing it's tough going out in flip flops.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So, all right, so what are the rules and parameters to this?
There are no rules.
I mean, you paint your entire. You're not doing like one per win.
No, I
You
do
paint
my
the
whole
entire thing.
aqua orange, aqua orange, aqua orange.
All
the way
20
across the-
digits.
No, all 10.
Just your toes.
Toes.
Yeah.
All right.
I have to go in public, you know.
Yeah.
At least I can put socks and shoes on.
I mean,
you know?
literally, you can wear shoes.
Now I'm going to know you're
Justin, you in?
I'm in. No
You're.
doubt.
all
I mean,
right, he's in.
I would do it. I really don't care what people think or look, but I'm supposed to be like the respected captain, like be weird showing up somewhere with orange.
That would be
and
kind of weird. That would be kind of.
fingernails. You know what I mean?
All right.
Shiny, dude, you
Skip.
put something on them. Look how shiny those things
my
are.
daughter does them.
Homeboy's got nail polish on.
No, what is it? What do they call that? Clear?
I
So-
don't. I would.
See how
We
shiny
wouldn't. I
these
would
things
know.
are? It's
My-
gorgeous.
Dude, Katie does it.
That's like
She's
the,
like, Dad,
the,
can I do your nails?
Jumbo
I'm like,
does
I don't
that
give a
shit
shit.
too.
Yeah.
Jumbo does that stuff too.
You
So
get
wait, Carlene, can we get you? You're gonna paint your toenails aqua and orange?
Sure.
Yes. She's
I'll
in.
do mine like a French manicure,
Get my-
orange with
get my-
teal on the
Absolutely.
with aqua on the.
Go back and forth. That's tight right there.
You know what?
That's what I'm
Each-
talking about.
You should put like a number of a great one. Like
She tried to do that, and it was too hard on the nails.
too hard. Yeah.
I don't want to draw any attention to my mangled up hooves.
My mangled up hooves.
Come here, Art.
Not doing it.
All right. So what I was
She's
gonna
already got a Sharpie for you.
What I was going to say before is like, all right, we all grew up Dolphin fans, right? Part of the big reason is because of our parents, probably particularly our fathers, right? Okay, so give me your greatest memory, growing up as a kid in the Dolphins. What's your greatest Dolphins memory growing up as a kid?
It's got to be going to the Orange Bowl watching games with my dad.
Yeah, do you have one moment that sticks out?
Every one of them.
I can tell you unequivocally the moment that sticks out for me, but
For me, it's like I don't ever remember not being a Dolphins fan.
right.
But I do remember.
I don't ever remember
one
not being
year-
Dolphin too. Yeah,
Might have been Christmas. It must have been Christmas. I got a Dolphins uniform, helmet, shirt, shoulder pads, pants, the whole thing. And I wore them. Like, I wouldn't get out of them. Like, I tried to wear them to school. Like, no, you can't wear that to school.
love it.
But I wore it till I literally couldn't put it on anymore.
Yeah,
It's just, I think you're ingrained to it. Wherever you
Exactly.
grow up, if you grow up in Buffalo, Pittsburgh, you're ingrained to that,
yeah.
I think, anyway.
Art, you got a moment?
1983, maybe, when the Redskins
This guy with the frickin' numbers.
beat them.
When we got beat. I remember that to this day.
Yes.
Oh, the Riggins thing, and yeah.
I didn't cry, but I was so upset.
Very
I
upsetting.
cried. I
That's-
cried. I did cry.
Yeah, I
When
was,
Riggins went in for that last touchdown,
Yep.
I cried like
and they had it. I mean, the Dolphins were winning. It was
Like,
I
was
just remember
what?
that
I
big
was-
back.
yeah.
Boom,
I was 9 years old.
boom, running down the sideline.
9 years old. I mean, I cried. I was a hard
Dude, I'm pretty close then.
83, I was 12.
Well, you and I are the same age.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
close. I'm close.
Yeah.
83
He's
is
got, I think, he got a couple
couple
years
years
on us. Yeah,
yeah.
you got a couple years on us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just
Yeah, it
turned
was right
50 this
there.
year, so
yeah.
yeah, it was right there. I remember it distinctly, and I'm
Well,
pretty
that's
sure.
a bad memory.
That's
the greatest
what
memory.
the fuck do you expect
but
from the Dolphins?
It's a Dolphin memory. I mean,
It's a Dolphin memory, and then
memory's a lot more-
Marino kept throwing it into the ground against the 49ers. I mean, that was pretty heartbreaking too. That he couldn't really get anything going.
I can go to my greatest Dolphin memory.
My greatest Dolphin memory, I can tell you right
Oh,
now.
Come on, Skip.
Good.
What is it?
My greatest Dolphin memory was Lamar Smith running in for the touchdown
Against the Colts.
against the Colts.
Yes,
We had season tickets, and it was like the whole stadium just
that was a great time.
exploded. And I remember to this day because me and my brother-in-law were in the parking lot, and they didn't kick anybody out that day for some reason. Normally it's like, isn't it like 6, 7? They start
Yeah,
giving everybody the boot. It's like 8:30, and everybody's like, it's just a giant party. Like, everybody saw their girls going. They didn't kick anybody out. It was amazing.
I didn't mean to cut you off before,
No,
but
go
I
ahead.
knew where he
Yeah,
was
cut
going
me
with
off.
that Colts
My
game.
job's to make you guys talk.
It was
That Colts
it
game.
I
was-
just remembered one.
I don't know if I've ever been
And
that excited in my life. I mean,
that
we've won
stadium
tournaments and done all
just
kinds
went-
of shit. It was crazy.
It was like a volcano coming out of that stadium
Yeah.
when it was so much fun.
That
I
was
got
a
my,
great one.
and then I'll back it up with my worst moment. I think it was a playoff game. We went to overtime against the Patriots. First play in overtime. Brady long touchdown. Done. It was like,
You're like, we're going to overtime. We're going to
It
overtime.
was like
and then-
womp, womp, womp.
Yeah, but you got to watch Brady.
It was horrible. Fuck Brady. He sucks.
I love that.
Fuck Brady.
I don't like him either.
I got two solid
Unless he was a
Orange
Dolphin.
Bowl moments. Two very solid Orange Bowl moments. Number one, I was at the Chargers game.
No shit.
Yes, with my dad had the Monday night tickets.
What, were you in your mom's womb?
I would no. No. Again, I was like, I was little.
You had to be
I was
young.
like 7, 8 years old, right? I was at my dad had 4 tickets. He brought me, my brother, and my mom, and we were all there. And I remember that game. That was one of my earliest memories, of like earliest like clear memories was that game. I think it was that game that actually really made me a Dolphins fan, and we lost. But that game was like one of the best games ever, and it was at that game.
And that always pops up on NFL Network as like one of the
Yeah.
greatest games of all time.
Yeah, and then the second was against the Jets. Actually, now I just thought of a third one at the Orange Bowl moment. The second was against the Jets when Marino just unleashed one at the end to end the game with Duper, right? And he hit. Well, you guys remember that long bomb, and he just bounced it all over his head, and but he caught it, and he like ran it in that stadium, the Orange Bowl, and that was the first time I really felt the crowd at a game was in that moment, and we were in the end zone, and he was coming right at us, right, and we were there, And I'd like the whole thing was just like, and you saw Marino in this typical like duck-footed way and like just like let it go like with his fingers, and that ball was a perfect spiral and it was perfectly out into the tip. He got on the tip of his hand, like off his shoulder pad, like helmet, like I don't even remember, like but it bounced around and he pulled that in.
I've seen the replay 1,000 times.
It comes into like the end zone like that, and that whole place that was the first time I ever felt the crowd. And then the second time I ever felt the crowd was we beat the Jets. And the Jets came down and they scored, very similar to the way the Seminoles won with LSU. The Jets came down and they scored, and then Doug Betters blocked the extra point to win it 14-13. And that's another time that place completely erupted.
I never got the opportunity to see a Dolphins game at the Orange Bowl.
Oh, no, really?
No, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't, you had piss falling on your head all the time.
A lot of Hurricanes games, but I never got to see a Dolphins game.
It wasn't the most glorious scene. It was
Just shuffle your feet when you go into the bathroom. Don't step because you're splashing stuff that you don't want on you.
A lot of dripping, a lot of I don't know if this section is going to actually hold. A lot of that kind of shit going on, but it's much nicer at Joe Robbie.
I was at the Orange Bowl for the first wide left and the second wide right. Oh.
I was in Tallahassee for the first wide right.
Really?
Yeah, as a Knoll. I was a junior in high school.
So tell us, how do you feel about that?
I felt horrible. No, unequivocally. I can actually paint the entire scene for you. I was in a fraternity block, and we were down. And if you know Doak Campbell Stadium, it's open on the one end. We're in the inside left corner, like watching the end zone, like there. And it was a 27-yard field goal, and Jerry Thomas was the kicker. And we thought for sure we had that one in the bag, and it went wide right. And the entire other end zone was filled with Hurricane fans, and that frickin' Ibis came running on the field, and the band starts, yeah, it was horrible.
I actually have a Miami shirt with the iris still.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Ibis.
The Ibis.
So I'm trying to think. The year, it might have been the first wide left. What was that, probably like 99, 2000?
I thought you meant your first wide left. Or there was Seminoles my first wide left? Because you had one too.
No, Seminoles.
Right.
Because I remember I had great seats. I don't know how I got them, but I was right behind the Seminoles bench, and Pete Carroll was walking out with Bobby Bowden, like talking to him. I don't know. And I just remember Anquan Bolden wore 26, I think, was his number. Mm-hmm. He's just lighting up. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? I'm like, we need to get this guy in the Dolphins,
Yeah, no, Anquan Bolden's a great player.
That was Jeremy Shockey.
81.
No. It was late. It was later than that. It had to be like late 90s, early 2000s.
My sister was there from 92 to 96. Because I graduated in 90, she graduated in 92. She went to UM, then Nova. So she was there for like some of the good years.
Yeah.
And I used to get off work and go down there and hang out with her and all her friends.
Genius.
That's when they were good. They were so good.
Genius.
So Ken Dorsey was there. It had to be that like 98 to 2001 range, somewhere in there. Because Jeremy Shockey was the tight end. You remember?
Give me your greatest Miami Dolphins memory.
Oh, I got nothing. Miami Dolphins, just the Dolphins.
Oh, Jesus.
The Thursday in July after mini-season, Isla Mirada. My old man and I, everybody's all exhausted, wearing out them silly-ass creepy crawly bugs. My old man and I in Isla Mirada, let's take it offshore. Set up 300. The old man running the boat at the time, I was just out of high school and wasn't running the boat when he was on the boat at that point. And he says, "Did you see that?" No. It's a red X right there. So he stops. I no more fire or bait and 55-pound dolphin. Right where the old man says red X.
Red X.
Right there.
That's so funny.
It's a great memory for me with, maybe not the Miami Dolphins, but a dolphin anyway.
Dolphin.
Nice. And the old man. I got no fucking Miami Dolphins memories outside of that.
I got a memory, but it's not a memory of the game. It's more of like how my house was because we were divided. My whole family's from Buffalo.
Oh,
so
dear God.
Like Buffalo, Dolphins. My mom was a big fan of the Dolphins. I think we spoke about it before. She had a 3D football, Miami Dolphins number 13 in diamonds going for Dan Marino. So just being a kid kind of running around, the AFC East championships are going on. You got Buffalo in the living room. You got Dolphins in the kitchen, literally like down the walls are split both sides. You can kind of just hear everybody going back and forth. So being a kid running back and forth between that was It was fun. It was
No
good
doubt.
upbringing. You go from one room back to the other room, and you're kind of ping-ponging off of each other, everybody.
Good memories.
That
That
is.
was good for sure.
It's amazing how much that game matters to people. And it's a great game. People in this country, really.
I'm telling you, it really is like I don't know. It consumes people's lives.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna say consumes my life, but it's
I enjoy it.
I enjoy it. And it's entertainment, and it just
It's-
feels like so much.
It's a release. It's something you can
It's-
work towards as a fan base.
And it gives you some
releases
for
you
me
from everyday
personally.
life.
It gives me so much joy to watch football, follow it,
Yeah.
fantasy football, all that stuff. I love it.
100%. I think we all agree, and that's why we did the show today. Right, 100%.
And to
Right.
go back to the whole thing, the tailgate family and the family in the stadium and people that you see every week at the tailgates, you grow more bonds, just like fishing tournaments.
You become friends and family.
yeah, exactly.
It really is.
We all park in the same spots all the time,
Connected
and-
by football.
Yep.
or by water because
Well,
it's
this is the Miami Dolphins, man. It's all on brand, brother. That's why we did. That's why we did this. If we were the Miami something else that wasn't connected by water, then we probably wouldn't have done the show. So.
Bullshit.
We got to do it again when we win the Super Bowl.
More gyms.
we might have to do
Barbecue.
a bye week
Right.
podcast.
Bye
could do
week
that.
and maybe a season wrap up.
I'll go
Actually,
and
me
I'll
with
make
a
more
belly
food
full of
this
good
time.
food.
I actually wouldn't mind doing like watching a game here at the gallery for one of the away games, and just bringing people here and doing that. So I think that'd be a fun thing to do. But I know everyone likes watching at home in their own space, their own
Get
TVs.
a
and
little
everything
fired
like
up.
that. But
Dennis.
yeah.
I don't know if you want to hear that language on the podcast.
You
for
see
an away
it? Hey,
game.
you see
No,
it?
no, I'm not saying
you
doing
see
a
it on my
podcast.
Facebook post.
I don't
Everybody's
do,
like,
I'm
"Oh,
not
Coach
saying
Skip
doing a
is back.
podcast.
Oh,
I'm
Coach
just
Skip
saying,
is here."
no, I'm just saying like do like a watch party here at the
Let's
gallery.
do, I think it'd be a good thing.
Yeah.
Can I eat more ribs now? They're sitting here just taunting the shit.
You
Yeah,
gotta
I'm
know.
not taking them
All
home,
right,
so
all
you
right,
better
listen,
eat
all
them.
right, listen.
Bye bye, everybody. It's time
If
to eat.
you're in the
No.
market for a new truck, Jeep, Ram, family vehicle, they just released the new Wagoneer. Joey claims they're in stock. Is that true?
Have you?
It's a good looking ride.
If you
dude.
have not been in one, you
Yes.
should go
Oh yeah.
take a test drive. It's probably one of the nicest. I will say it's the nicest vehicle I've ever been in.
Yeah.
It really is
badass.
amazing.
All right. Well, we will. We'll have
So
to.
you'll laugh at this.
Well,
Going down to a football game last year,
God damn it! I want to eat some ribs.
we're zipping along, right? So it's me. Who went? I can't remember what to get. Anyway, so we're zipping along, and I look up there. We're going like 90 some miles an hour. It felt like we were going like 20.
You lost your last hair.
driving
The
on
mushrooms
phone?
are kicking in already, man.
Anyway, they're amazing vehicles. They really are.
wheels are falling off. So all right. So
One more thing I got to say.
I got
So
Art's so mad now.
Yeah, I know. It's 2 seconds.
Art's hungry.
So I'm
Art, just take your hat off and just
So
start
I'm,
eating.
I'm texting Skip, and he's like, I'm like, come by the tailgate. He's like, well, it's kind of hard to come by your tailgate when I can go up and hang with Joey and everybody up there.
Joey's got amazing seats, so
Yeah, I bet he does.
if any of them clear out, we're taking you the game if any of you clear out.
Yeah, nice. All right. Yeah, and we've been drinking Papa's Pilar rum
Of course.
all evening, and it seems
Cherry
like all
oak
evening.
cask. Hopefully they do another run.
The Spanish sherry cask. I asked for more. They said, "Okay, we don't have many left." So, they came and dropped off a couple of bottles, and so
Like
we're
it might
thankful.
never be around again.
I don't have confirmation on that,
You're hurting my feelings.
but all I know is that there's
So
not
good.
a lot in stock right now. So, if anybody out there in listening and viewing land is interested in the Spanish sherry cask, I would suggest you go to the store and grab
Whatever you
yourself
get.
as many bottles as you can.
It's good stuff.
That's all I can say about that.
Delicioso.
But the best part about it is Papa's Pilar is a very healthy and growing company, and they're coming out with new things all the time. And so I'm not worried about anything that they have in store. So I don't think we should fret. Let's put it that way. So they remind you never to be a spectator, and we certainly are not. As we say, we were going to do a Miami Dolphins podcast today. It's just not because we can't wait for the season. We're not being spectators. We're being proactive, and we're talking the hell out of it. So, also, I want to say, if you are in town in the Pompano Beach, Lighthouse Point, Boca, Deerfield area, do yourself a favor. If you're hungry, go over to Papa's Raw Bar, wrestle up and order something from the Connected by Water sushi menu. Right? We got a lot of things represented on that, but if you really want a unique meal, that is customized to your liking, and it will be because any way he makes it is to your liking, contact my buddy to the right of me, James Ruback, otherwise known as Jim, a.k.a. the Pig Reaper.
The Pig Reaper.
Tell him how to get in touch with you.
Just give me a ring or you could contact me on Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah, they'll give you your phone number.
Yeah, no phone number. Never mind. But yeah, Facebook or Instagram.
All right, what's your Instagram?
Jim Ruback.
At Jim Ruback. All right, at Jim Ruback. All right.
Why can't you give out phone numbers?
Yeah, because
You get a lot of weird stuff going on.
Yeah, it's kind of,
Oops.
and your phone rings, and then like with messages, you can choose whether or not you want to answer them. Yeah, it's like
actually, the Instagram might be Ruback's Barbecue now. I think I might have changed it. But
yeah,
The phone number, you get text like, "Hi, friend."
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Did you
Your
tell?
number. I get that shit all
I
the
don't
time.
know.
Hey, how
It's
long
totally
you been away
fishing.
from me?
I get that on social media on the business page.
Yeah.
Tons. And dude, the Russians hadn't slowed down on their hookers trying to sell them to you.
It's like, "Hi, Steve."
See, that's kind of
no.
funny. I don't get any hooker messages.
No, Steve's not here. Oh,
Tons.
What's your name?
No, they're not messages. They're just friend requests. And then they'll, how come you haven't responded to my friend thing or whatever?
None
Why
of
don't
us
you
know what you're
follow me
talking
back?
about.
Good for y'all. I get tons of them.
And cut.
Dude,
Carlene, thank you for coming. Thank you for putting in the pigtails. Thank you for wearing the Ricky Williams jersey. Thank you for bringing the pom-poms, and thank you for bringing the whistle.
Ooh.
Most
Okay.
important, go Dolphins.
Right, go Dolphins.
Go Dolphins,
Right,
baby.
Justin, thanks for
I
coming in and
cannot
watching the
wait.
show.
I'm so excited.
It's an extra long one today, so
Win, lose, draw. I
wasn't
cannot
how long
wait.
did we go?
Or the
When did we start?
show, whatever we're doing.
all right. Was it killing you not to like be on the mic tonight, or a little bit? Yeah. All right. Cool. Yanni, Nick, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thanks,
gents.
guys.
Thank you, guys.
Nick just spent 2 weeks in Wyoming.
Thank you very much for the grub, dude.
So,
Thanks for including
all right,
me.
Cool.
Good times, man.
Good stuff, man.
Do-gooder of the week. God damn it. I forgot to say this in the beginning. All right, so
You can't
do-gooder of
eat
the
yet,
week for Starbright's do-gooder of the
Killing
week.
me.
This is horrible that I'm like mentioning this at the end. So we're going with the brothers Caleb and Jacob Couture. Both are fishy as hell and family men who do what's right, keeping our waters clean. Caleb is captain and also now took a second job raising pompano and
Oh, that's
rebuilding
cool.
a boat.
That's cool.
Yep, and they're all around good guys, right? So these guys are our Starbright do-gooders of the week, where they get a bucket full of goodies here from Starbright, where they get the citrus cleaner, the salt off, the Reggae sponge, and all the other good things that come. There's about $200 worth of stuff in there, including the boat wash from Starbright. Yeah,
Startron?
and the Startron fuel treatment, all that stuff in there is very eco-friendly,
It
except
never
for the
goes
fuel
bad
treatment.
sponge.
Yep. They are helping. It's called Aquaco Farms, and they're helping raise pompano.
That's
Very
cool.
cool.
Yeah,
That's really,
do
really
that
cool.
for us.
Excellent
That's
job,
really-
gentlemen.
Yeah. So
You know they raise Kobe out in off Copens out
So-
west there.
Really? Huh.
so that's it. Thank you, gentlemen. Go Dolphins!
Go Dolphins.
All right. Hopefully, I can cash in my Super
Come on,
Bowl winning
Dolphins,
ticket
baby.
at the end of the year. Right. And Jim, thank you very much once again for bringing all the food.
You're welcome.
Go
And all that.
Dolphins!
Your
And
ego
Go Team
is
Go.
not
Patriots.
your amigo. Always do your
talking
best.
Super Bowl.
And don't forget to let God do the rest. And do not ever forget that no matter where we are, no matter what we're doing, we're all
Connected
by
by
water.
water.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.